Good evening, everyone, and welcome to I'd say it's the Whole Division podcast. Whole Division podcast is my podcast, but tonight I'm just being myself. I'm just being breathing all in, love it all out. I'm just being me, Chitty.
I mean, you were
And
yourself yesterday anyway, but you just
I
wanted.
was,
Mm.
I was so myself because my team, I don't know what happened to my team, but it's all good. It's all good. It was great. It's still good. The show still goes
It was
on,
good.
even if people can't
No,
make it.
it was a good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was really, really good topics and just a good discussion. The guys are so good. The Triggered Thoughts podcast, they're really, really good. And I love them, man. Good energy as well. And very genuine. But yes, I am joined this evening by the beautiful Celia. Celia, the Pilates Baddie. We love it. We love it. Your videos, oh my God, your video today, I'm being stitching. When you were dressing up and stuff.
I had so many responses for that, especially the Michael Jackson one. It
Yeah,
was like, yeah.
the Michael Jackson one was a whole vibe. Trust me, it was. It was. Well, we're going to be discussing a few things tonight, and I've got a scenario for you as well. So that's going to be really good. I'm going to read the scenario out and then get your opinion on it. But our topics for this evening is we're going to be talking about healing the divine feminine, non-negotiables in relationships, divine masculine energy, reciprocated love, and women empowerment. And it's all going to just roll and free flow. So we're just going to go with it. But before we go into any of the topics, just tell the guys a little bit about you, about who you are.
Okay. I'm a Pilates baddie. But really, no, I'm a Pilates teacher. Also a personal trainer. I have my own podcast called the Cilia Show, and the podcast is all about. I talk about anything that is that helps women and men actually, because actually I do have men who like my content as well. But it's
Yeah.
really me helping people to become the best version of themselves in all areas of their lives.
Mm.
Um, and also, yeah, I'm really passionate about self-love. So I've been moving in direction of basically my messages have always been about, learning about loving yourself, truly loving yourself, not just, saying no to something when you mean no, but actually accepting who you are, like deeper level, like healing, like which is what you were talking about yesterday. So all of that
Yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm just very passionate about helping women find the courage to be the true authentic self, to embrace the sensuality and going back to their own selves and embrace the femininity. Yeah.
I absolutely love that. And it's like, when I came across your page through NG Bants. Big up
Yeah.
NG Bants. Love his page, love his content. And I saw your post and I thought, oh my God, it was just so beautiful to see a woman just being unapologetically herself. And
Oh,
you could
thank
tell that your energy is actually genuine. You know what I mean? Because especially with this whole Instagram thing, the whole social media online thing, sometimes it's hard to like kind of work out if a person's really
you.
about what they post.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're just real with it. And I as a woman, I appreciate that. I love seeing women just being themselves and, loving themselves from a very healed perspective. Because when we were talking last night, we were saying about the egotistical confidence, and when it's coming from an authentic place, it's just so much more
Mm,
beautiful. I think so. Anyway, I
yeah.
definitely think so.
And I
But
think,
yeah,
and also I just want to add to that. So being when you love yourself, when you start to love yourself, truly love yourself, like that self-love journey,
yeah,
you actually will become your true authentic self
100%.
because you become basically because you love yourself, you figured out what is it that you tolerate, won't tolerate, um, you know what you like and don't like, and and you also accept yourself, and you no longer care what people think. And because you no longer care what people think, because you've done that work and you've accepted who you are, that's when you become your true authentic self. And when you become your true authentic self, you become magnetic as fuck, as I always say to people. The secret to becoming magnetic as fuck is being your true authentic
Oh
self.
my, I love that. Your words, man, your words just resonate, and they're just full of truth. And it is. You have to be, like. Because I think, especially being a woman is not easy. Being a human being in this whole human experience is not easy.
Mm.
But especially being a woman, I think there's so many things that are expected of us, and we're supposed to move in a certain way, be a certain way, act a certain way. And for me, I just think, no, I think you should be able to sort of just be yourself.
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like it takes way too much work to pretend to be something else. I haven't got that type of
Mm.
energy to do that. That's too
Yeah,
much for me.
I agree.
Yeah,
Because you
definitely.
get to a point you're just like, you're exhausted because you're just like,
Mm.
you're not enjoying it. And also you feel empty when you're not really
Oh,
being self and doing something that's not really aligned with your soul, just
yeah.
because you do some things just to people please. You get so tired.
Honestly,
Yeah.
honestly, and I spent a lot of time throughout my life being a people pleaser. It stemmed from when I was like a child, and my mum's a beautiful woman. She's so empowering, and she always taught me how to love myself, and and those kind of things. But because I thought that she was just such an amazing woman, I was always trying to please her, like
Mm,
always trying to do things that I think that I would think that she would want me to do. And it's like, it's not until I kind of got older and I had certain conversations with her, and she was like, you never have to do that. Not with me or not with anyone. And it's so true. And I've passed that on to my daughter now and instilled that in her so that she can be, a strong, I hate that saying, a strong woman, because we are meant to be feminine and soft and gentle and stuff, but we at the same time we need to know how to sort of hold our own, and how to, like, stick up for ourselves and not let people walk all over us, because sometimes I think I'm a very empathetic
mm,
person, and that for me has been like a blessing and a curse at the same time, because I feel like, where I've tried to be so understanding, it kind of, you let people get away with a lot of things just because you understand it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But yeah, man. So like, I mean, healing the divine feminine. What does that mean to you?
Healing divine feminine. Oh, that's a good question like that. It is embracing your divine feminine energy. So that means being vulnerable.
Yes.
Being vulnerable, it is okay to be vulnerable because it takes strength to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And also to sisterhood. If you're jealous
Yeah.
of other women, that's the unhealed
Honestly.
feminine. Yeah. So when you show and you elevate other queens, this sister community is important, you
Yeah, it
know.
is. It
Yeah.
is.
So especially with women, like so sisterhood. So if you're able to have good relationship with other women,
Mm-hmm.
that's you healing your divine feminine energy. Um, let go,
Yeah.
knowing how to surrender and let go, not always having to, be in control of everything, and being if you're always in fight or flight mode, and you're always in your head, that could be that as well. But if you can know how to drop down to your body and just surrender, although it is hard, don't get me wrong, because
Oh,
sometimes life you like, oh, it's gonna be hard. Because even I struggle to surrender. I'm like always trying to control certain things. Um, but then sometimes, yeah, you just need to learn know when to surrender. But yeah, knowing how to be connected with your body.
yeah.
Um, for example, another one which I love always talk about is menstrual cycle.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Something
Please
that I used
speak
to
on it.
talk about a lot. Yeah, like in this patriarchal society,
Mm,
period is deemed as ugh, disgusting, it's dirty, right? And
yeah.
when as a women, we don't get taught in this in school either. A lot of women just like, oh, we just have to deal with it. If we got heavy period pain, heavy period or period pains, we just have to deal with it. It's
Mm-hmm.
just it's something that we go through. It's not normal.
It's
You've just
not.
been told that it is normal. We actually need to know the power of our period,
Mm-hmm.
um, power of our cycle, cyclical living according to your cycle. Follic
Yes.
if some of you don't know if you know, you got four cycles: the follicular, the ovulation, luteal, and your period, menstruation.
Mm-hmm.
If you can do that cycle, live your life according to those phases, that's for me. That's how I embrace my femininity, my feminine energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think,
Yeah.
you know what, talking about period, I think that's how you found me on NG Vance.
Yeah.
Wasn't it about, yes. Yeah.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it definitely was. And for me, it's like, because I have, God, I had the coil fitted for years, yeah. And I was so, because I was on a journey, I was going through, I had many spiritual awakenings. And it's like when I came to it came to the divine feminine energy part, I thought, if things started feeling wrong, my body started feeling wrong. And I was like, this is not normal. I'm not supposed to stop what's natural.
Mm.
So I had my coil taken out and I got in touch with my body. And it was like, and it was so weird because the day I had my coil taken out, I remember the nurse saying to me, she said, oh, you've had it in for quite a while, so your period won't return for a long time, and boom, 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 and whatever. Do you know what? I came home, I meditated, I did a few affirmations, I did a little bit of yoga. I came on my period straight away.
Mm.
That shit happened for me straight away. And then from that moment, I just really started to be in tune with my body and know my cycle, know my emotions through the different phases and how I felt and what I needed. And I
Mm.
actually, it kind of, it's become part of like my self-care package because
Mhm.
I give myself what I need during the different stages of the cycle because it's a lot. Our bodies go through a lot as women, like just on a daily basis anyway, because even yeah, we have our periods, but the whole lead up to it, we're constantly going through it.
Mm.
24/7, we're constantly going through it. So it's like we shouldn't fear things like that. Or we shouldn't be pressurized to sort of take contraceptives or things to kind of stop our
Yeah.
periods or whatever. We really need to lean into it.
Yeah.
Definitely need to lean
And
into it.
also, I said this yesterday in your on your live,
Mm,
uh, that the pill actually disconnects women from their womb, disconnects them from their divine feminine energy,
yeah.
and a lot of people. I just feel like I don't. It's gonna go a bit deep now. Like probably people can say, "Oh, it's
Nah,
a
man, do it.
conspiracy." Yeah, like people can. I just feel like the society or the system wants us women to be disconnected from ourselves
Mhm.
because when we are in touch with our womb, our intuition, we are powerful.
Too powerful for them.
Yeah.
Mm. Wait.
And also earlier I said that having heavy period is not normal. It is not normal. Also, it's because like it means it's some sort of hormonal imbalance. So,
Yeah.
like you also mentioned yesterday, that it can be fixed with nutrition, your lifestyle, and also going a bit more into the spiritual side of things. It could be to do with like unresolved trauma.
Yeah.
Um, could be even like sexual abuse from previous maybe generation, you know,
Yes.
trauma passed down, or even maybe you had some sexual abuse that you haven't healed from,
Yes.
and that can cause heavy period pains and also painful period.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really does, and it's like it's funny because I've got a friend and she's got
Mm.
endometriosis and she's got adenomyosis as well. And I said to her, do you know what? It's deeper than what we think it is. It's not just something that happens because you took the pill when you were younger, or I said it could be your body could be holding so much trauma, yeah. And
Mhm.
she was like, you know what? She said, I've been through a lot in my life, and I said to her, go for therapy. I think therapy should be mandatory for everyone. Everyone should have access to therapy.
Uh,
And she did it, and the things that she released, like and even like through yoga and just like different body movements and meditation and just doing affirmations and all those kind of things, she released so much tension from her body
mm,
because your body holds so much. Your body, like dis-ease is when it's not always just there's something wrong in the body. It could be something that's mental, or it could be spiritual. It could be, passed down, like you said, through generations and stuff. We carry as women are so powerful and we're so strong. We're connected to the women before us and the women before
yeah.
them. Do you know what I'm
I
saying?
would,
So it's a
yeah, let
lot.
me give you another example. So let's not talk about just the period. So let's say, for example,
Mhm.
I think it's underactive thyroid. It was anyway.
Yeah.
When I was a personal, well, when I was full-time personal trainer, I had
Mhm.
this. She said she had underactive thyroid. Okay,
Okay.
so now then a few months later, so this is going back 2021, I think. Anyway,
Okay.
so I didn't know much about the chakras back then. But anyway, so then, that's the reason I'm telling you this, by the way, yeah. So then, when I
Yeah.
started reading about more about the chakras, and also, have you read the book Supernatural? With
Yes.
Dr. Chidzz, yeah. Anyway, so
Yes.
about all this, all the chakras and stuff like that, and he was saying how, you know, it's very sort of, if someone is not speaking up, always holding on to the truth, you know, suppress their emotion or their personality, that means they're not
Mhm.
speaking, right? So that means their throat chakra is blocked,
Yes.
and so that will then manifest to some sort of disease or whatever, some sort of like physical pain or whatever it is. And it made me think of her. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, she did tell me. She used to tell me like in our sessions, she used to vent to me like, yeah, oh my older brother this, my mum this, I could never speak my mind, da 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 da. But I always told like, you know, hold my opinion, da da da. So basically, she never was able to have been able to stick up for herself. And I was
Yes.
like, oh my god. And I put the two and two together. I was like, she had underactive thyroid, meaning it's blocked because she hasn't been able to
Mhm.
speak her truth. So
Mhm.
that's a perfect example what it means when you hold on to emotions or unresolved emotions or anger, I don't know, like traumas and stuff like that. Yeah, they will basically manifest to a physical ailment.
No, it's so true. And I can hold testament to that. It's only like over the past year, a year ago, I was rushed into hospital and I was in intensive care, for quite a long time. Very ill, extremely ill. Didn't know what was wrong with me. Ended up, I had pancreatitis caused by gallstones. And when I spoke to my consultant, he said to me, take me back. I need you to take me back 10 years ago, and we spoke about certain things. And my consultant was coming from a very holistic point of view.
Mm.
And he said to me, you know, you had gallstones because it was the result of the stress and everything that you were going through at that time. And then you hold that. And then because I suppressed so much, like, when I say suppressed, I really suppressed. I suppressed my personality. I suppressed, like, I didn't say certain things because I thought that I would upset people, and I tried to keep everyone happy. And I was doing all of this, pouring into everybody else and not looking after myself. And then, do you know what? I'm a very strong believer in the universe, and I feel like the universe will constantly keep giving you the same lessons. It might be in different variations,
Oh,
but it will give you the same lessons
yeah.
until you learn. And honestly, this past year has been the biggest lesson for me. I have my doctors spoke to me and said to me, how you're not dead, we don't know. We don't know how you're not dead. But I know that was the universe's way. Like, I asked for certain things, and this is why you've got to be very careful and very vigilant about what you're saying, because words are definitely spells. And when we say things, we manifest shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying I was fed up of my job. I was fed up of just doing everything by myself, and I said certain things, but I didn't expect the universe to lick me down the way it did. But I needed that. I needed that in order to heal. And it's a powerful thing. It's a powerful thing. That's why we really do have to be, like, in tune with ourselves. And especially when it comes to, like, relationships, which is the next thing I'm going to move on to. And it's how we suppress ourselves when as women, when it comes to relationships. So I want to talk about the non-negotiables in relationships, and how we need to be and kind of act as women. What's your experience
Yeah.
been?
So I'm actually laughing because so we said there's non-negotiables, right?
Yeah.
Ladies, put in the comments if this is you. So we have this list where we say, for example, myself, right? Because fitness is my
Yeah.
life. It's like my life. So I always say it's a non-negotiable for me that if a man is not into fitness, it's
Mm-hmm.
not his part of his lifestyle, then I cannot, because he's not looking after him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's um so yeah, that's important for me. That was a
Yeah.
non-negotiable, right? And now I'm laughing because sometimes we women, when we really like someone, we actually break our own rules.
Don't listen. Don't even speak, because the shit I've done, yeah, I'm like, am I a dickhead?
Yeah. But like obviously, but the rules I'm talking about is they're not like the ones where it would harm you in a way. But like,
Mm.
just for example, like not going to gym or not being to fitness. I mean, it's a small one. It's not a deal breaker, but I guess for me at the time, I was adamant, like, yeah, no. When I find my next man has to be into fitness, and now my man right now, I mean, it's not that he doesn't work out, but it's not part of his lifestyle, and he's just like, yeah, I don't have the mojo. And for me, it's like, oh man, but that's like I broke my own rule, things like that. But yeah,
But you maybe introduce him into it, like sort of work
yeah.
on him.
Over the weekend, I took him to the gym. I was like, let's go to the gym and let's sign up. Which gym do you want to sign up to? Because near him, there's a Pure Gym, there's the gym group, and there's another gym. So we went to both of them to have a look, and then he was like, yeah, I think I'm going to join this one. But yeah, so that's so going to non-negotiable. Definitely someone. I think my best friend's watching this because I think she's gonna laugh because you know what the situation is right now. I've always said someone that they got to be their true authentic self. Yeah. They need to love themselves.
Yeah.
Definitely someone that have done the work or is doing the work, is willing to do the work and love themselves, to have self-respect.
Yeah.
Someone that is this is actually a recent one. I don't want a man that is a red pill guy. That makes sense. I want someone
it makes so much sense.
Yeah, I think like someone that embraces the polarity of men and women and not just.
I love that.
You know, and just be like, oh, why should I do this when like this gender war thing means. Yeah, so someone that embraces the polarity.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Gina Bailey says, big up Gina. She said your non-negotiable should be your boundaries. Yeah. And I think Baby K loves, she's definitely listening.
That's my best. That's my best friend, yeah.
Definitely listening.
Yeah, and always I said one of my non-negotiable is that they have to embrace for who I am.
Yeah.
And actually accept me. Because I love being sexy. And Kelly, I know you're going to be laughing here. I love
Why not?
And that man is to celebrate that.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm laughing, actually, I might as well share it here, is because, so my boyfriend, so I've been with him like only for like 3 months now right now. So it's still early stages.
So it's still new.
But he is someone who finds it's a bit uncomfortable me being sexy.
Okay.
So let me define sexy, though, because I know some people might be like, oh yeah, but what's sexy, blah, blah, so that. So I'm going to say it here. I'm going to be real. Like, I don't dress like a hoe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I guess for him, because, for example, like summer, I like to wear my shorts.
Yeah.
You know, so like showing my thighs, that kind of.
Oh, girl, you got a body. Show that.
But for him, I'm going to be uncomfortable with that. So he's sort of like, I don't want men to be objectifying my women, which I understand. Although I do agree that the way we dress is a representation of our man.
100%.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. We're still working on that. So we're trying to come to a middle ground, like what is acceptable, what isn't acceptable. But So, but he just doesn't like me being too flashy because you've been on my page. I love performance. Since young, I've loved being on stage. So I dance and all of that. So I'm a performer. But he's someone that doesn't like that kind of stuff. You know, he likes to be low key.
I think it's do you know that? It's such a beautiful energy. Like when I see your posts, I'm like, yes, girl. You know what? Like I've been through so many different like sort of body transformations. I've been a very low weight. I've been as high as 28 stone. And then, you know, there was at one point when I was really like, I'd lost loads of weight and I was showing myself and my posts were, you know, really thing. And, you know, it was my partner at the time and he was like, oh, I don't really like the way you're doing that. But he was very controlling in the sense of, he's like, do you really want to wear that? Do you really think you should be doing that? Do you know what I mean? And for me, I'll pick up on that after a while. I was like, I'm doing it anyway because I'm embracing me. I'm embracing who I am. As I get older, I have pulled back a little bit because I'm aware that I have a daughter who's watching me. And I want her to be able to embrace herself as a woman, embrace her attributes and be proud of her body and, you know, and wear it with pride because it's our vessel. But I also want to kind of lead a good example. I don't want her to look at me and think, oh, rah, there's my mum online doing a madness. You know what I'm saying? So it's just finding a balance. But I think you know, when a woman, like, to be sexy is to express yourself. We're sexual beings. We should be able to express ourselves. And, you know, like, when, you know, when you read these poems and they talk about bosoms and that, I love all of that. I think it's art. I think a woman's body is art and she should be able to show it off
Yeah.
100%.
I love it when you just said, "Oh, we are sexual beings." That's what I used to say. Yeah, like women, we are supposed to be sexy. Like we are sexual beings. However, obviously, some ladies might not be comfortable with being sexy, which is okay. I'm not saying everyone has to be sexy, but just like if you always been curious and you feel like you have the desire to
Yeah.
be sexy, then go for it. And I find encouraged
Yeah.
by step, yeah.
No, 100%. Digital Davina said it's such a balancing act being a mum. It is, it's hard because, you know, I like in my bio, I say I'm a mother, I'm a lover, I'm all these things. And so I have to, obviously, you have to, it's like playing different roles, isn't it? And you have to, good evening, Mr. 10 Gears. I still call you 10 Gears, even though you're 10 to 10. Good evening and welcome. But yeah, I just think that we should be able to, you know, as we're lovers and we're nurturers and we're so many different things and we should be able to express ourselves. Like, you know, they say when a woman could be sort of just like reserved and whatever and shy in everyday life, but when it comes to sex as an act, that's when she expresses herself. That's when she really shows who she is. And it's something that's for something that's intimate, you know, intimate moments and stuff. But then why can't we be the sexual beings, like, you know, outwardly? I don't understand why we can't do that. I don't understand why women are looked at, oh, she's a hoe, or she's a slag, or she's this, that, and the other, just because she's being sexual. That's just because a person's being sexual, it doesn't mean that she sleeps around or whatever.
It's part of sensuality. She's just in touch with her sensuality in her body,
Mhm.
expressing herself. Um, it's a pleasure. Pleasure is your birthright. Sensuality is your birthright.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, man. So nice, so true. Because you know, like when I don't know. Do you know those women who just act like, don't get me wrong, we're all different and stuff. You know those women and they're like, you talk about certain things and they look at you and I'm like, ain't you got, like, especially, you know, ain't you had sex? Like, ain't you're going on like you've
Wait,
never done anything. You're going on like, and they're always the nastiest women who will do nasty shit there. But they will like sort of look down on other people just because they're not being open. When a woman's open and when a woman's free,
yeah,
she gets talked about, she gets ridiculed, but I love those powerful, divine feminine women who don't give a fuck about what anyone's saying. I love
yeah.
that.
I think also why some people don't like to talk about sex because could be the cult, because of culture, it's a
Yeah,
taboo topic. Because to be honest, like even like being Asian, my culture is sex is taboo.
yeah.
Like even till now, I guess I won't be able to talk about it with my parents.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
What's your
Like
background, if you don't mind me asking?
Chinese.
Oh, okay, yeah, see, my auntie, my uncle's wife, she's Chinese as well, and her mum, oh, you can't talk about anything in front
Yeah.
of her.
Like even I remember when I was 18, we was watching TV and literally just a scene of like this couple kissing. They were just kissing. And then you know what she was like? She was like, stop watching this. Covered my eyes. I'm like, Mum, I'm freaking 18. And then she goes to me, what, is it because you want to be kissing with your boyfriend when you're older? I'm like, yes.
Yeah, and
And then
all the rest.
yeah, and then she was just like really awkward. So yeah, it gets really awkward. Like it's just an awkward conversation with your parents. Yeah, so sex, intimacy is a no. Like it's not a conversation you can have with your parents because it's just awkward. But also just in general, I think with Chinese people and anyway, like if you talk about sex, it's usually it's like a joke thing.
Yeah,
And um, yeah, it's not something that you share openly because one time I think I was trying to share with my cousin, who were the same age, and we were talking about sex, and then she was like, I'm private. I'm quite private. I like to keep it private. I respect that, which is nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
But yeah, it's just Chinese people are not expressive in general.
yeah, yeah.
They are quite quiet, quite really. Yeah, keeping to themselves.
Yeah, they are really
Mm,
quiet, and and I mean, and that's okay because, like you say, the cultural differences and stuff
mm,
and whatever. Like my background with a Caribbean, so I mean, Caribbean people are a little bit too open sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a little bit crazy. It's like sometimes my mum will say certain shit, and I'm like, I remember when she gave me the sex tour, and she was just like, it was just so bad. Like for me, when I look back, it was just so bad. She was so raw with it, and I was like, and she was like, and if a guy would want to do anal, I mean, it's up to you. And I was just like, is this really happening? Like, this is crazy. So you've got. It's mad how you can go from one extreme to another. You've got the cultures that are very, 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 prude about it and they won't say anything. And then you've got some cultures who are just very open
yeah.
and very sexual, and you just think, oh my God, there's no balance. There's never a
Gina
balance.
Bailey said reserved. Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's the word.
Reserved, yeah, very reserved. Yeah, and I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be like,
Yeah,
an open, free spirit.
exactly.
I'm a very free spirited person, and nothing shocks me, and I don't judge people either. So,
Same.
yeah, I just think what people like, I think as long as you're not hurting
Mm,
anyone and you're not causing any harm, then just be you and be free and be comfortable within yourself. And I think that's the whole thing about divine feminine energy. It's about uplifting other people, being empathetic, being loving and being nurturing, and just knowing that it's like a safe, I hate that phrase safe space, but it is like a safe space. When a woman is in touch with the divine feminine energy, she is very, you can talk to
mm,
her about
yeah.
anything. You can, you can feel comfortable and safe as well. And I think that's when it comes into the divine masculine energy as well. I think when a man is really in touch with divine masculine energy, and that's so attractive to me. Oh my God, it's so attractive to
What
me.
does that mean to you? They're
For
in touch with
me,
it.
a guy who's in touch with divine masculine energy understands a woman. He understands her body. He
Mm,
understands that she is men are logical, and he understands that she is driven by emotion and passion and those kind of things. You're able to talk to him about anything openly and freely, and he's calm with it. Don't get me wrong, sometimes women are a bit nuts and we do go off, to go off on one or whatever,
yeah.
and that's not acceptable. It's not excusable. But you know what, I've been in the presence of a divine masculine man, and it's just, you just don't know what to do. You don't even want to kick off. You don't
Yeah.
even want to start because you're just like, and for me, I will fully submit to a divine
Same.
masculine, fully,
Like, I
fully.
totally understand that because my last kind of relationship sort of thing, well, actually, no, it's not a relationship, it's a situationship. But anyway,
Mm.
that's a whole. But I would consider him divine masculine, but we just never sort of worked out
Okay,
because I was
yeah,
in a situation. But yeah, but no, but with him, it was like he made me feel safe to be in my feminine.
oh, I love
He
that.
was space. He made me feel seen and heard.
Mm, mm,
And because, and see, with women, if you're once, I don't know, where do I start from this? Actually, it's okay. So when the man is fully in his divine masculine, the woman will, like you said, you just naturally you submit to that man, and
yeah.
naturally you're feminine. If you're already feminine, you'll be extra feminine because of that man.
Oh,
And then also
honestly,
because that woman now is feminine, that man will feel even more masculine. It's like it's just again that polarity,
yeah,
you know? Yeah.
yes, yeah. He will step into that. He will play that role, and it's with ease as well. And I just think, like, for me, like I said on the live last night, I lost my dad when I was 9, and my dad was a beautiful man. He very much a divine masculine man, very calm. My mum's very loud and outgoing and stuff, and he was her polar opposite. He was calm, collected. Do you know what I mean? He just chilled and everything. And unfortunately, he passed when I was 9. So I didn't have that. I was raised by women, but women who are in their feminine energy, but have also had to be in their masculine energy. So it's been very duality for me. It's like I slip in and out of the roles. As the older I get, the more feminine I am, because I've had to, especially being a black woman as well. You know what I mean? Like I've just found that I've had to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I got to a point where I was like, no, this is hurting my body. It's like I was tense all the time, and I was just like, no, it's not making me feel good. So that's when I started kind of delving in. And I just feel like if you haven't had good examples of like sort of that good masculine energy, because there's toxic masculine energy as well as there's toxic feminine as well. If you haven't had a good example of a divine masculine, you don't know where to look. You don't know what to do. So I just found that, you know, the men that I've attracted throughout my life, like I've been in long-term relationships. I've always been a very long-term relationship person, but I've always had to carry them. And I've been the masculine
Yeah.
energy in the relationship, and they've been their feminine energy in the sense of where they just let me kind of get on with it. Do you know what I'm saying? So when I first got in touch with a divine masculine, I didn't know what to do. I was like, is he taking the piss out of me or something?
This is normal, like what's going on? Something, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't feel normal. It just feels so strange when you get a taste of it. You kind of see what it's healthy. It's so healthy for a man to be in his masculine and for a woman to be in her feminine. Gina Bailey says, "What toxic masculine? What that so, for me, a toxic masculine man is somebody who uses masculinity to kind of be, I don't know, like in charge in a way it's not good. They'll use the narcissism and they'll use the gaslighting and they'll put you down, and they sort of thrive off kind of putting women down. That's what a toxic masculine man for me is. What does it mean to you, Celia?
I agree with that.
Mm.
So you know, I had one, but for some reason it actually went. It left my mind actually went blank. But I used to always say, yeah, no, men who don't feel like they can express themselves, as in, for example, the angry one, like they're so angry because they just were told they can't express themselves. And
Yeah,
why is that toxic? Because you know, like for example, people around you could be like, oh, if you cry, you're weak. Da, da, da. That is toxic masculinity, and
yeah,
why mental health is a big problem
yes.
with men. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it can mean so many things, but I just think like like all this like the red pill movement and all that, and it goes through me. Same as like the feminist groups and stuff. I get it. I get what each are kind of trying to fight for, trying to show, but it derives from a place of like ego. It's very egotistical, and I just think you can't have like a secure partnership with somebody who thinks like everything that a relationship is about and the unity. If they're against that, how are they supposed to have a healthy relationship? I just really don't understand it.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really
And
weird.
also with like the with the feminists, I think you know what? It's a whole cycle. We have the
Mhm.
feminist, and then we have these red pill guys, and it's like these men will be like, you women are expecting so much, da 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 da. You want
Mm.
everything, da 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 da. So why should I? It's not fair. Or maybe, and because now they think it's not fair, the men are not showing up much,
Yeah.
right? So because now they're not showing up much, now the women are like, oh, why are you men so feminine? Oh, now I've got to be my masculine. Now because now the women have become so masculine, now these same guys are like, you know what I mean? It's a constant cycle,
Yes.
and it's just like you just need to not participate in this gender war, basically. Just put it this way. And
No, yeah, the whole man versus woman thing gets on my nerves.
yeah, same with me. And I'm also, but you know what? Going back to relationship about the masculine and the feminine dynamic,
Mhm.
um, like a part of healing, part of self-love journey is also taking accountability, knowing
Yeah.
that what you've done wrong in previous relationships.
Mhm.
So although like you, I was very masculine in my previous relationships, like especially my 9-year relationship.
Yeah.
And I was very masculine in it because don't get me wrong, my ex was very masculine. He's a manly man, all of that. I get stuff like, well, he's a fixer and all of that. But however, he was very long with certain things. Like if I was to ask him to do certain things, he would be like, okay, cool, but he would take his time, just always
Yeah.
not showing up. Do you know what I mean? And because of that, then eventually you just be like, oh, you lose the trust, and you just, you know what, I might as well do it myself,
Yeah.
kind of thing, right? And
Yeah.
because I started doing that, then I became in my masculine, and then he sort of like he sees, oh, you know what, she's got it, so there's no point of me sort of helping her anymore like that.
Yeah.
So
That.
I yeah, so I realized that because of that, and I start obviously because now I'm so much in my masculine. That's why so many women are known to complain and nagging, is because there's so much in their masculine, they feel like their man's not showing up,
Yeah.
right? So anyway, so then what I learned is that I shouldn't be complaining. I should communicate with my man. Learn how to communicate, like, you know, rather than say, "Oh, you're not doing this," all that kind of stuff. But rather than communicate with him, like, no, like, say, what is it that you like about them? Compliment them more.
Yeah.
Compliment the men. Men would
Because
like,
that's what men want.
yeah,
They
you
want
know.
that.
So I should have really communicated better with him, saying, you know, babe, I love it when you do this. I would love it if you can do more of this, da, da, da. Something, you know, along those lines. And also,
Yeah.
I really gave him sort of created a space for him to be masculine, to be the man in the house.
Yeah.
And so I will take accountability for that. So
And that's
yeah.
a powerful thing. Being able to take accountability for the wrongs that you or the things that you might have done. Because you know, it doesn't come with a handbook, and we're all learning. Everything's a learning curve, and each stage of our lives, we're constantly forever learning in it. And it's just like from the time you can take accountability, it's a beautiful thing because you can pinpoint where you maybe went wrong or what you could have done better. And I always say, you know, when if you go from one relationship to another, go into a new relationship, you don't take the old shit with you. Don't take those old things that you went through with that previous person into a new relationship because it's doomed from then. It's about learning each other, learning each other's love languages and love languages. Yeah. It's not, before I wasn't really like into things like that, but it's so
Yeah.
important to learn a person's love language because I don't like anyone touching me. I'm so funny. I'll look at you. If I
Really?
don't
You
like
don't
that, if I don't, it's mad, yeah. If I don't like your like, because I'm very like big on energy,
yeah.
so I'm just like I don't allow anybody to touch me. But
Mm,
one of my love languages is physical touch. How mad is that? But this is what, and for me, that's why I have to connect with the person. It has to be a connection. I can't do the casual sex, the casualness. I can't do even the dating thing. I ain't even on it. Do you know, it's not something that I've ever been on, and I've had to kind of open up my world a little bit to new things. But I'm just because I'm so particular and so funny about certain things, I've had to kind of just only connect with what I feel.
mm,
So, and I think you have to communicate that with it. But it's like, if I'm really into a guy and it's reciprocated energy and stuff, you can touch me all day. You can touch me all day. But so it's a bit of an oxymoron. It's so strange. But like I think learning people's love languages, and I've learned with men, a lot of men. The main love language for them is words of affirmation. They love to be
mm.
told how great
They don't,
they are.
yeah, they don't
They
get that enough.
they
They don't get that enough.
and they don't. And this is as women, I think we've spent so much time as women putting men down. Yeah, we've kind of forgotten, and social media and all that. Everything plays a big part in us doing that because this is the generation we live in today. But I love to tell men how great they are. Don't get me wrong; they need to be great.
Yeah.
They have to be great for me to tell them. And even if they're not so great,
Yeah.
I love to tell them if I see something in somebody, or if I see their higher self in them and they might not be there yet, I will tell them and
Encourage them.
say to them, you can do so much. You're capable of good things. And I think this is what men love. When I speak to a lot of men, and I do the podcast with it's me and a bunch of men and
Mm,
only one other woman, and the men will tell you like they love to be told how great they are. They love to be called handsome. They love to be told they look
yeah.
great and things
That's
like
also
that.
help the men heal, doing things
Yeah.
like that, making people seen. So let me tell you, so not last year, so this year actually, back in April. So
Mm.
I went to this event, which is ran by, actually, he used to be my life coach. And he came to UK and ran this event.
Okay.
Anyway, spiritual event called Awaken. Anyway, so there's one part, so it was a 3-day event. I think on the last day, he basically did this sort of workshop where all the men separating the room from men and women, and
Yeah.
all the women had to go to the side of the room, and then all the men had to sit in circles, like
Yeah.
massive circle, and they had to close their eyes. They weren't allowed to open their eyes, right? And
Okay.
then we women, we had to just whether it's in front or back or whatever it is, we have to go to whisper in the air. By the way, I know people you're gonna think this sounds so sexual, sounds very sexual, but we all had to basically speak to these men and whisper in their ear and basically say affirmations and just basically praise them and say things like, I see you, you're doing,
Oh,
you are a king, keep doing what you're doing, you're so strong, da da da. Basically, all the nice stuff, right?
yeah.
Telling you, Chidi, these guys, these men were
I
crying.
bet they were like, oh,
Yeah, they were bawling their eyes out. Like they weren't allowed to open
oh,
their eyes, and the facilitator was like, you can while you're talking to them, you can hold their hands, you can rub them, blah blah blah, things like that. Um, and yeah, so it was a really beautiful moment, but it also was actually quite funny because what happened was, so when I was whispering to to a couple of guys' ears, so when I whisper, when I like really calm down,
yeah.
and I talk like a certain way, like this, you know,
Okay.
and some men were like, they're holding my hand. They were like, they kind of peeking, like, and then one
I
of them was
love
like,
you.
yeah, you was like, you need to come see me after this.
I'm so judged. This is what, but it gets you into trouble. It really does, though. You
Yeah,
have to. It is. You have to like. Because I will. I will. I love to praise men. I just love to. I've got. I've got a brother who I absolutely adore, and I've got like boy cousins
yeah,
who I absolutely adore, and I always tell them how great they are. But do you know when you like kind of implement that? I remember the one guy I was seeing, and he just couldn't believe it. He was like, "This is so amazing."
mm,
He was like, "You're just doing. You can have anything you want because why are you like this?" But I just said it's really. I just think it's really important. It's very important to do it. And Baby K Love says self love for everyone. We are all human and need to know our worth. And I could not agree more. That's so beautiful.
mm.
It's such a beautiful thing. But yeah, man, I bet they all crumbled. Did you speak to the guy afterwards?
So, yeah, one of them I did. No, this is what happened because basically he held my hand. He didn't open his eyes. He held my hand because I was holding his hand, right? And he
Yeah.
squeezed my hand and he was like, I need to see who this, because two of them actually said this, but one of them squeezed my hand and was like pulling me closer to him. He was like, I need to see you after this. All right. I was like, okay. I was like, but I said, I already follow you on Instagram.
Wow.
But
You
no,
manifested that bit.
no, thing is, I follow him because not because I fancied him or anything. It's more like because he's actually a coach himself. He talks
Okay.
about relationships, and he happened to be at that event, and
Yeah.
so, and then he goes to me, it's okay, just come see me anyway. So I did come, I did walk up to him afterwards, and
Mm.
I guess he wasn't interested, or because I could see his energy shifting. He was just like, oh yeah, yeah, well, it was just really nice for you to say all this stuff, da 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 da, whatever. Just like they were just that really, so nothing.
Now, sometimes with certain men, though, it makes them feel away
Yeah,
because certain men they can't reciprocate that and they can't match that. So it's like that was probably something protecting you. Do you know what I'm saying? Because in the moment, that's why you have to be very careful about like what we say and how we say it. Because in the
mm,
moment, people can just say whatever, and then it sparks whatever. But then it was just the moment,
yeah,
literally just the moment. But yeah, I think saying affirmations to men is very important. The men who I have around me, and the guy who's in my life right now, yeah, I always, I'll always send words of affirmation, in the morning,
mm.
and stuff, and just to be, it's just to be
And
nice, isn't
also they
it? I just
like
think
to be touched as well. Actually, well, most men, I don't know with all of them, but they love
they
affection.
do.
So,
They love it like little babies. They love to
yeah.
just be cuddled and squeezed, and I got big boobs, so I mean, they're just like that.
And also for me, like love language is also affection. I love being touched, and I also
Yeah,
love my man as well. So
yeah,
yeah, so for me, I love just like scratching him on his chest, all of that, because that's also like relaxes them, his head, all of that.
yeah.
To him, I love cuddling. I love like I'm the kind of girl. I'm so clingy. I'm actually so clingy that even if he's wearing a t-shirt, I want to be so close to him. I put my hands underneath his
You want to be
Kids
inside
again.
the t-shirt. Yeah. No, I feel, do you know what it is? Do you know, for me as well, this is going to sound so strange. I've said it to a couple of people and they're like, what? I don't know if it's because I'm a very high energy person, but you know, for me, yeah, like I said, I don't necessarily like just being touched with by anyone, yeah. But obviously, if I'm intimate with the person, it's
Yeah.
different. But I get so much pleasure from giving physical touch. So you know, if I'm rubbing a man's like massaging his head or
Yeah.
rubbing his shoulders, it's like I can feel it.
Mm,
It's like it goes through my body when I love to give massage and stuff and that. And I did like a course in it because I really wanted to learn the body that way.
me too.
And it's like,
I'm a
and I
massage
enjoy
person.
it. Oh, I love it. And when I was giving this guy a massage and stuff and whatever, he was like, you can stop if you want to. And I was like, nah. It just felt great. Like it felt great to give it. It was
You
so
like
weird.
pleasuring the man, basically. Making feel,
Yes, I
yeah,
do.
say,
Yeah, and then because I'm so dominant in my everyday life and in my job and everything that I do, and I'm the driving force, do you know, when it comes to being with a man, I'm extremely submissive. And a lot of people are quite shocked by that because they're like, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, the way that you are. But I will, if the man, if his energy is the right frequency, yeah, I will melt and I'll totally submit. I'll totally
that, yeah,
submit and I'll happily do
I
it.
definitely agree with that. But also, it always depends. Like, well, we all know this, but it depends on the man. Like, he has to be able to
Yes,
handle you,
yes,
you know, because for me, also, I'm actually quite have a strong personality as well. And
yeah.
sometimes when I meet certain guys, and like, and I already know they can't handle me.
Yeah, you look at you think, oh yeah, pussy, oh you can.
Exactly. Like, I don't. I want. That's the difference between a nice guy and a good guy.
Mm,
You know, that's what
yeah.
a lot of guys goes. Oh, a lot of men go. Women don't like nice men. They want bad boys. You know,
No, we don't.
no, no. But
We don't.
but let me tell you what it is about the bad boys that we do like is that kind of that energy, that sort of that they're ready to kill. But I'm not saying they're going to be killing someone. But do you know what I mean? Like,
No, I get you.
yeah, that alpha energy, that's what we like. But we like a good guy. Oh,
Mm,
that won't let anyone walk all over them. They stand their
yeah,
ground, knows how to lead and
and that's the key
control.
word.
Yeah, take control of situation when things do go to shit, and I'm a traditional woman and well, somewhat traditional. I do believe that the woman is the nurturer and the man is to provide and protect.
100%.
And so yeah, and so a man that's yeah, and a good kind,
Yeah,
you know?
and they have to be kind. And it's just
Yeah.
I've seen with me. I was born in South London, raised there for a while. My mum's from Cardiff. We moved back to Cardiff when my dad passed, but I've always sort of gravitated back towards London, even though I live in Cardiff.
Mm.
Um, it's just weird. It's like I can't. Cardiff's such a small place, and the black men here are either your family or they've been with your friend or your auntie or whoever. So I just don't really fuck with the men in my area. So I always end up gravitating back towards London. Always happens to be South London,
Mm.
yeah. And we all know about South London men, yeah. But it's that. Do you know what I like? I do like a bit of a bad boy. Like if he's a bad man, yeah, I don't mind that. But he has to be also be in touch with his
Yeah.
feminine side. And when I say that, he has to understand that, this is why I love like certain the men, most of the men who are my friends or whatever, they've got like a lot of respect for their mums.
Mm.
They've got sisters and they've got respect for their sisters. It's that type of man that I like.
For me,
Not these men who will put women down. Do you know what I'm
it's
saying?
a real man. Like a man will a bit of a bad boy thing, like, but at the same time, yeah, like you said, respect their mum.
Yes. Respect your mum. A man who disrespects his mum, who he's got a toxic relationship with his mum, I'm not reading. Nah, I'm not on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and also, yeah, like
definitely.
also, I think if they don't have a good relationship with their mum, I think they would have a problem with actually having a good relationship with women. Wouldn't know how to hold a long-lasting relationship.
Exactly. And I find that they, there's like a lack of respect there because a lot of men who are disrespectful to women. You find that they've got a lot of resentment for their
Mm,
mums. I've really, really found that when you like sort of dig into it, you think, yeah, you ain't got a good relationship with your mum or the women around you. But then you've got like, my brother was raised by mostly women and stuff, and there's so many women in my family. And he's very, very masculine and very dominant, but he's very understanding when it comes to women. That's why, he's with this beautiful girl now, and they've been together for quite a few years now. And he loves our family dynamics because she's like, he knows how to keep me in my place,
Mm,
but he's very empathetic towards women. And that's because he's been raised by women,
yeah. Is it
you know?
older brother, you say, or younger?
No, he's young. He thinks he's older, but he's actually younger. There's like them 10 years difference between us. But it's just like, but he is the masculine energy in my immediate family, and we give him that crown though. We give it to him
Mm,
because he deserves it. Do you get me? We want him to be strong and to know that he's capable of great things, and he does a lot. He does a lot for us. If I've got a problem, I can phone my brother any time of day, and he's cool. And the relationship he's got with Mike, because I'm not with my
mhm.
daughter's dad, and he hasn't been in her life since she was 2, and she's 16 now. And the masculine energy that she's got to look up to is my brother, and I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah,
I'm so thankful because I didn't want her to have that resentment towards men because of the situation with her dad, and she hasn't, because my brother has set the bar, and that's all thanks to the feminine energy that's raised him. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I'm quite lucky.
that's really, yeah, that's really good. That's really lucky to have a male. It's important to have a male figure in your life,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
Whether it might not be your dad, could be your uncle. Yeah, you
yeah.
know.
It can be in any form, but it's nice, and it's like, like even my male friends and stuff, and that it's really, really nice to. I've always sort of had more male friends than female friends, and I don't know if that's because I've sort of lived in my masculine energy for so many years and stuff. It's only now, and it's like even my one friend the other day, he was like, "Oh, I'm looking at you differently these days because you're acting different." Do you know what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, it's like it's now I'm sort of attracting my tribe of beautiful women. I'm connecting with beautiful women, having these lovely conversations, and sort of realizing that there's so many of us out there. Do you know what I'm saying? Going through the same thing, striving for. It might not be the same vision, but it all comes from the same place, and it's from a place of love, and it's really, really nice. I think it's so beautiful, and I think if we can reciprocate, if we can sort of connect with people who will reciprocate what we're giving out, it's such a beautiful thing. And we are in charge of how people treat us. We are in charge of what happens in our lives because we're the creators of our own
Exactly.
reality.
Yeah. And also, I think it's down to us to set the boundaries.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Boundaries,
And
keywords.
and also, I always say, you know how people say, treat people like you want to be, how you want people to treat you,
Yes.
right? I always say the other way around. I said, treat yourself
How
how you want
you want people to
you,
treat you.
because you want to teach people how you treat yourself, how to be treated.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. And it's like, people, we forget self. Like, when you take everything else away, all we're left with is ourselves. When we're in a certain place, we can only we can get out of it. Do you know what I'm saying? So you have to have a lot of love and a lot of respect for yourself, who you are, what you're about, and where you come from. You really, really do. And I think, when you're empowering other people, because you empower people, like doing your Pilates, doing your fitness, your podcast, you just putting your posts out there, you empower other people. And I think
Uh,
that's that is the good side to social media.
mm,
It's the good side to it. It's when people can actually impact. You don't know who you could be helping. You don't know who needed to see your video. Like when I saw your Pilates video, I was like, do you know what? And it was so weird, yeah, because it was like a few days before I just kind of started going back to the gym more regular and stuff. And it was saying, like, the instructor was saying, I did a yoga class, and she was saying, Pilates, those kind of things, it's really good to, get in touch with your feminine energy and get in touch with your body and be in tune with yourself. So I do very much believe in divine timing, and I believe everything happens when it's supposed to, and you connect with those who you need to connect with. You know what I'm saying? Because we can all help each other.
Talking about like Pilates, like connecting with the divine feminine energy. So about how many months ago? Months ago? Yeah. So I went through the heartbreak, and I was heartbroken, obviously, and I literally lost the mojo to work out. So as in like lifting weight, going heavy and all of that. And Pilates was my escape. And because when you go through a heartbreak, you feel your emotions. You actually want you want to be in touch with your emotions, you want to sit with them, you want to process them. That's the best way to heal, by the way. So I used to go to gym and literally just do Pilates and just move my body. I would literally put music in, like neo soul or just frequency music, and just move my body to the music, but like usually doing Pilates or just stretching or whatever. And actually, I think I needed that, because I really needed to drop back into my body, because when you're heartbroken, you're disconnected, because it's traumatic when
it's traumatic.
So yes, Pilates actually helped me reconnect with myself. And
beautiful.
I wouldn't say Pilates was the only thing that helped me heal from the heartbreak, but it's definitely that made me be in touch with myself again. But I would say definitely the second thing that helped me heal is dancing. Dancing is also, if some of you are wondering how can you tap into divine feminine energy, dancing, movement, flow is energy.
So beautiful. In the mornings, I put my music on. If anyone can see through my windows, they must think I'm crazy. That's how if I'm feeling low, I'll put my music on and I'll just dance. I'll dance the pain away, because honestly, that's when music is healing in itself. But to move with it's a totally, it's next level, and it's so, so beautiful. I love that.
And also when you dance, like, I'm not talking just in the house or anywhere, whether in the club, whatever, you're shaking these emotions and stress out of your body. So that's feeling. You feel brand new. Feel so happy after like good dance. But for me, it was like going back to Hill's class and salsa.
Okay.
Salsa. Listen, people, listen to this. Salsa. I swear by it, if you're down and you wanna connect, you feel a bit depressed. Why I say salsa? Because you're connecting with people, and you're dancing with a man, right? Because human connection is actually so important. But also, you have trouble submitting to man or letting go of control. Salsa or bachata or kizomba. Dances that require a partner, to dance with a male partner. Or a leader, let's put not just male, but let's say leader, dance with a leader and a follower. It actually allows you to actually learn how to follow the leader, teaches you how to follow and submit to that person. Because if you let go, you really fully let go, if that leader is actually sick at dancing, sick at salsa, let's say, for example, he can make you look like a pro. And I think that is such a good definition of a power couple.
Do you know when you see them dancing and they spin people around, and it looks divine in itself.
So like my boyfriend, he's been dancing salsa for 20 years, and that's actually how I met him in a salsa club. And I'm still kind of beginner, and what they call it, improver, whatever. Anyway, but he made me look so sick on the dance floor, because I'm allowing him to take the lead. So basically what I'm trying to say is that, if you are going for a heartbreak, and I think human connection is important. Going salsa is definitely will help you heal, make you feel happier. And also, if you need to learn how to tap into your divine feminine energy, go. It's
You
bachata,
know,
seriously.
well, that's something I really need to try. Shantae saying we love salsa dancing. I got to post
Yeah.
something great, but her and her man, oh my God,
Oh,
they
I
are
love it.
so, no, it's so cute. It's just so beautiful to watch. But yeah, you definitely have to post those videos, Shantae. So, Celia, I have got a scenario for you. It's a little piece for Korea, but it's good. It's good. It's juicy. So I'm going to read it out to you, and then I'm going to
You make
ask
this
you to
up.
give me your opinions. Give me your opinions.
Did you make the scenario or you found it somewhere?
No, this is
Oh,
actually it's a real scenario from a real person.
okay.
Yes, real scenario from a real person. Because I was gonna, you know what? It was mad because I was gonna make. Because sometimes if I haven't got one, I'll just like either try and find one
Yeah.
or I'll kind of just make it up a little bit or whatever. But my friend gave me this. It's a real thing.
Okay.
So so my best friend had started seeing this guy, and she's really really happy. I haven't seen her this happy in years. She went through a really bad breakup with her ex, who she was with for 7 years. So to see her in a new relationship is actually beautiful. She wanted to introduce me and a few of our other friends to him, and she invites us all to dinner. I walk in, and when I see the guy she's with, he's somebody I had a one night stand with. We look at each other awkwardly, and it was very awkward. So I go in the kitchen to get a glass, and he comes in and says to me, "Look, don't tell her about what happened between us. There's no need to. I really don't want, I really don't know what to do. Is there any point in me telling her, or do I just leave it?"
Wow.
Ooh, it's a bit of a sticky one. What are you saying,
My,
girl?
in, my first instinct is I want to tell my friend.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Because first of all, I don't want to be holding in because if I don't tell her, I feel like I'm lying. I'm holding something away from her, right?
Mm,
Obviously, my loyalty goes to her. So,
mm,
yeah, I will tell her. How she proceeds is down to
yeah,
her, right?
yeah,
But I definitely will tell her, but like, listen, I also will tell her that he said this to me, not to tell you, because
yeah.
that's
That bit for
shady. You know what I
me.
mean? Like, why would you not want me to tell her, and you say it like this, or there's no need. Like, it's almost like you're trying to hide something. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
um,
What else are you hiding?
exactly. Um, but yeah, so I definitely will tell the friend the whole
You would tell her, yeah. Even though she's, she was in a long-term relationship and it was really bad. Breakup was really bad. She hasn't been with anyone else, and she met this guy. She's really happy and
and
stuff. Even
but,
though it was,
but exactly that because like she's been through a bad breakup, you don't want her
hmm,
to seek it again.
yeah, and that's the thing. And do you know, for me, do you know the one bit that really, really, I was just like, why did he, yeah, say to her, look, don't tell her, there's no need to. Like, why you're starting off wrong,
Yeah,
bro. Straight away, you're starting off wrong. Because, all right, my friend's happy. She's met you. You make her really happy. I ain't seen her this happy in long. But why are you telling me to keep it from her? For me, that would kind of it would make me want to tell her
yeah,
more.
exactly. That's what I mean.
You know, if he just came and said, "Look, we both know what I
Mm.
want, innit? Like, what do you want to do?" That then fair enough. But it's the fact that he came in with he
Yeah,
wanted to keep it a secret straight away.
and that also I've already lost respect for that guy. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
could probably you may have changed, right? Become a better guy. I'm not saying that with when that woman had one night stand, he wasn't a good guy. But I'm just saying, let's say if he maybe is a changed guy or he's actually a good guy. But the fact
yeah.
you came in with that energy, it's like no, that
It's
you're telling
not
me
good.
back to my best friend. Is that my is it best? Well, whether it's friend or friend, best friend or
It's a best friend.
yeah,
Yeah,
telling me you want me to lie to my best friend? Nah, that's
crazy.
yeah, that you can't do that.
Crazy time. Some of these, some like sometimes some of these scenarios that come in, yeah, I'm just like, wow. But these type of ones, I just think to myself, I feel like what happens in the dark, it comes out eventually, and it's like, say that came out in it, or somebody else was aware of it, and then someone said, or she slept with him, that friend's gonna be so hurt. Because for me, I'd be like, why didn't you tell me? I never forget, I was in a situation one time, and it was when I decided to kind of give a guy where I live a chance rather than go London, yeah.
Mm.
And I was like, I was kind of on the guy. I thought, yeah. And then, do you know what? My bestest friend, she's my bestest friend in the whole world. And she said to me, do you know what? I've been with him, innit? Like, and I was like, no, I can't do
Yeah.
that. I can't
It's weird.
do it.
You know, talking about that, I remember like going back in school.
Mhm.
I don't know how people can be like, yeah, I went out with him and I went with him, and yeah, like literally they were just sopping around. I guess it
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
everyone was fucking everyone when we were in school. It was
Yeah,
disgusting. When you think about it, it was kind of grim.
and even like the friends, like these girls are friends, and they will go out with the same guy, but like, but maybe a few months apart or whatever. But it's just weird.
Mhm.
Like, how could you do that? Yeah.
Some people don't business, and they don't think of, like, I always think of sex as it's an exchange also as well.
Mm,
So if I've slept with you, I've slept with my best friend too. I'm not trying to do that
yeah.
because, and especially how it depends on what frequency we're vibrating at the time. Do you get me? We've all had low vibing stages in our lives, and my best friend, she had a bit of a low vibing stage in her life because she was sleeping with any and everyone. And I'm just thinking to myself, you know what? This is mad. I can't even do this. It's not for me. I just don't. If it was something that happened and you oh no, I'm trying to no, I couldn't do it. Not knowingly.
Yeah.
Non-knowingly,
Yeah.
to me, that's just nasty.
Talking about
Yeah, she needs to tell her friend.
mm, then it's kind of going off topic now because you said something about connecting and a sexual energy, and you got to be
Yeah.
careful who you connect with. Which is why, as part of my self-love journey, which is why I call
Mm.
myself the self-love. So, by the way, I actually did try to. I actually launched a coaching business before,
Okay.
and yeah, but it was like a few months ago. I'm not doing it anymore. But to give you the context, why I call myself self-love coach and things like that. But anyway,
You are. You are a self-love coach. It's all good.
part of the self-love journey, it was actually being a celibate. And
Yeah.
I would definitely say it's definitely the best thing you can do for yourself. Yeah,
It's amazing.
and your self-love level actually goes up so much because one, you have the power to say no, and you
Yeah.
can resist temptation,
Yeah.
temptations, actually not just temptation, temptations. And yeah, and you understand your body more, and you just feel like you're cleansing, like the energetically. Although they do say it does take 7 years to
Yeah, they think it's a 7-year cycle, isn't it?
yeah, but yeah, I don't think I can go for 7 because also with women you have the biological clock, so I don't 7 years is
Yeah, I'm not trying to go for 7. I'm too much of a sexual
yeah.
being to do shit like that. But I did do 2.5 years though. Well, 2 years and eight
Wow, I
months I did.
did a year. That's good. For me,
Did you?
yeah,
It's amazing, isn't
yeah.
it?
For me, it was like I said, I'll wait for the person that I connect with,
Yeah.
and not just like link or something like that. But like, I know I trust the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember when I did it, it was so liberating. It was just, I felt so free, and I got to know my body.
Mm,
I got to know what I liked and what I wanted. And I knew that the next time I was sleeping with somebody, it was going to be such a beautiful experience. And I was going to be in control. It was me who was going to choose it. And I knew the guy. I knew who it was straight away. And I was just like, yeah, this is the person. But it was just, and it was kind of like, it was weird because when I did it, it was like a relief, but it was like, I was so glad I waited
mm,
because during that time, like, I still dated guys, like, because I'd never dated before. That was the celibacy thing, that was my time for dating because I'd never done it. I've always been in relationships, so I'd never actually done the whole dating thing. And I was dating like 5 guys at a time. You get me? And it was like, I told them all, they all knew about each other.
yeah.
I never lied. I wasn't sleeping with any of them. Do you know what I'm saying? I was just actually going out, enjoying their
Mm.
company and getting to know. And it was so crazy because the guy that I did end up sort of breaking my celibacy with was none of the guys that I went on dates with. None of them. It was so crazy. And it was like, I remember the one guy it was so funny because he got in touch with me like a year
Mm.
ago, when I was unwell, and he was like, yeah, you took the piss because he said we had some great times and like me and you didn't even take it any further. And I said, you just weren't my person. You just weren't. It was great. I had a great time with you, but there was something that there was something missing,
Yeah.
something. You know when you just know, and you're just like, I'm not like I wasn't trying to sleep with anybody just for the sake of it at that time because I was on a journey.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, yeah, that
Also,
was
like
crazy.
celibacy journey, it makes you more attractive.
Oh yeah, everyone wants
Yeah.
you. Why do you become
It's like
more desirable?
it's like you're building this churning, like this brewing something, it's not churning, you're brewing something inside of you, and then you're admitting this energy, and you're already
Yeah.
powerful. And also for me anyway, I think it made me more sexual, more sensual.
Yeah, yes. It made me.
Mm,
I became more like sort of gentle and really in touch with
mm,
myself, and it was just yeah, it was just like it was life changing. To be fair, that celibacy thing was life changing, and it was just like yeah, when I went 2 years and 8 months, and I couldn't believe, and it was weird because it was like the time
yeah,
flew.
yeah,
It flew by, and I didn't have a goal. I didn't have. There was nothing. I just said I just wanted to wait until I was very like fully connected with someone and very attracted to them. I didn't want to just have sex with somebody just for the sake of having sex
yeah,
because it becomes mundane and it becomes a little bit redundant as you get older as well. And because I was on very deep into my spiritual journey at the time, I was just like I found other ways of expressing myself, and I went and had like a shitload of
mm,
tattoos and random piercings and went on holidays and just traveled and I did beautiful things and it was one of the best times of my life. Really was.
yeah. No, definitely. Solo traveling is
Mm.
also very healing as well. I find it very empowering as well.
Yeah.
It's part of the self-love journey. I mean,
Yeah, because
for me,
you just traveled, didn't you? You not long come back from somewhere.
yeah, but that wasn't solo. I went with my mum. So I
Oh,
went
okay.
to no, no, actually no. Wait, I forgot about the Spain trip for my birthday.
Yes, strange.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 3 weeks ago, yeah, I came. No, 2 weeks ago, I came back. Yeah, I came back from Malaga. Yeah, yeah. But that was with my boyfriend. Yeah.
Oh,
But,
amazing. I bet
but
that was nice.
before that, talking about 2 years ago now. 2 years
Mm.
ago. Oh my God, guys. Yeah, I went like been traveling solo, and it's just
God.
it increased. When I say traveling, not mean like for months. Literally just like a week there and a week there, sort of thing like that. Back and forth. But
Oh,
it was nice. It was like it's really does increase your confidence to a different level. It builds a
yeah.
different confidence.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
spend time with yourself. And it's like, I've been like I was following this woman on TikTok. I can't remember her name, but she suggested that you take yourself out on a date and do things like that. And I was like, I've always been the type of person, I could never go anywhere by myself. And I actually did it.
Yeah.
I did it and it was so empowering. I had a great
Yeah.
time. It was like it was you it's not even and it's mad, yeah, because the amount of people who actually do it
Yeah.
and it's just a normal thing. You
Yeah.
don't always have to be with someone.
Yeah. And like before, same. So my friend used to always travel solo, and I used to say to her like, "Why though? Don't you find bored? Da, da, da? Don't you want to share a memory with someone? Da, da? Like I said, I don't have a problem eating by myself because I
Yeah,
because yes, I can actually go to a restaurant by myself, eat there. I can even sit in the middle of the restaurant, not have a problem. Don't care what like
yeah,
people were looking at me.
yeah.
But then when I tried going away by myself, I was like, oh my goodness, it's just
So
like you don't
liberating.
think about the time. You don't need to worry about do you want to eat here or da da da? Because you imagine if you
Yeah,
go with someone that's
yeah.
eater, that's freaking the worst, by the way, yeah. But
Oh,
and then
honestly.
just like have to like consider like don't get me wrong, is I like to go away with people as well. It's nice, but sometimes
Yeah, it's beautiful.
it's just yeah, in your own time, love it. You don't need to worry about other people.
Yeah,
And
you
you
haven't
make
got
new
to worry about anything.
oh,
Yeah, and you get to know different people. This is what I'm saying.
had holiday romance for me as out of it as well.
No way.
Yeah, one of my first solo trip, I actually had a nice weekend with this guy I met out there. It was so beautiful.
I love
I'll tell
you,
you,
man.
tell you about it. Let me tell you about it actually. So yeah, so I went to Fuerteventura
Yeah,
and I
yes.
went to like the bar and things like that. So I actually hopped to a few bars. I was looking for like the one that had the right vibe, and I came across this one. It was like the busiest one with the good music in there. So I went in there, Don't get me wrong, I was a bit tipsy. And also, you know, in Europe, in Spain, it's free pour. No such, you know, this silliness about is it one shot or two? Like, you know,
Exactly.
it's free pour.
Yeah.
Literally, I remember seeing him just pouring the alcohol up to like this much or something, and then he poured like this rest.
Yeah.
And he goes to me, "Do you want more alcohol?" I'm just like, "Yeah,"
Yeah.
and it's cheap as well. Anyway, so yeah, I was a bit tipsy, and then the guy I met was actually a DJ at the place.
Okay.
And, you know, I was like playing my kind of music, and I was dancing, things like that. And then obviously, I guess he noticed me, and then the girl that was also working there came up to me and was like, "Oh, where you from?" Blah blah, things like that. And then he's Dominican, so he didn't really speak English. He spoke mainly Spanish, and his English is broken, my Spanish is broken, so we kind of like would just got
Trying to
yeah,
communicate.
but we somewhat got along anyway. But yeah, and then yeah, so then he told me to come to the stage with him, and he was dancing with me, salsa, all of that kind of stuff. And next thing I know, he pulled me towards and kissed me on the lips. It was a bold move, by the way. Yeah, I was just like,
Whoa.
yeah. And then so yeah, we just like dancing, whatever. And afterwards, he goes, "Do you want to go to an after party after this?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." So took me to another club, and so because all these bars were on the beach, so we had to. The shortcut was to walk through the sand, and I was wearing sandals, and I was like, "I don't want to walk," because I said, "I'm wearing sandals, I can't walk." And he goes, and he picked me up, and just yeah,
I would have been him.
and then walks across the sand to the place, and then we're just there. And anyway, yeah. So long story short, we did a thing over the weekend, literally every single day. Like not day, but later
Best one, little holiday romance and that.
the night we just having sex and all of that, and also not only that, it was like he's also a very sensual person. He was like giving him nice like massage like out in the front yard, well not front yard, sorry, backyard with like, some swimming pool and everything. And I cooked. He was sleeping, and then when I finished cooking, finished eating, he then wash up, like mop the floor. Literally, it was like.
Oh, that's so amazing.
And on the last day, so my flight was at 6 p.m. and I had to check out at 7 a.m. But and then coincidentally, he only lived like down the road from me. And then he goes, "Oh, come, stay at mine until you, until like you have to leave for your flight." And he actually came, walked out, helped me with my luggage, made me lunch. And then called me cab, and when I got back, he texted me, he goes, "Oh, have you arrived?" Blah blah blah. So it was like the most beautiful weekend. I didn't expect it, like literally did not expect I would meet anyone like that. So
yeah, but that's the beauty of it, isn't it? You traveled solo, and look what and time was had. Her time was had, and it's. I think it's nice because you look at like when you go away, you can meet so many random different kind of people, but look at the person that you met. Do you know what I mean? Somebody who looked after you, made sure that you were good, that the energy was good, the vibes was good. It's that's a blessing.
And also, I never ever thought I would do something like this.
Yeah, see what I mean? Yeah.
But you know, I think this has also been in touch with your feminine energies. I trust my intuition. I feel people's energy, and I felt safe.
Same.
I felt safe. Although, bear in mind, I was tipsy. People would be saying like, don't be drinking by yourself, or like, don't get me wrong, be streetwise. But for me, like I felt I couldn't. I just knew I was safe.
You knew you were safe, and your intuition doesn't lie. Do you get me? Our stomach is our second brain. If the energy feels like my grandmother used to say to me, if the energy feels off, do not go against your intuition.
Yeah.
But if you feel safe and you're good, you know you're guided and you're guarded and you're protected as well.
I say I believe that I have my spirit guides are looking after me. This like if I tell you the amount of stuff that I did that people think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I'm feeling this. It's because I just believe my spirit guides are guiding me. Like the stuff. Some people be thinking, "What the fuck, Cilia? Why would you do? Did you not feel?"
No, it's a real thing. It is a real thing. Like if we look back, look at the things that we did when we were younger. Do you know what I'm saying? When you think, "Oh my God, I've walked some places and I've done some things I should have never have done it," but I just believe God, the universe, spirit guide is there to protect you.
Yeah. And
100%, man. 100%. That's that's an adventure, man. I love that. I love stories like that.
Like even like also this is actually me being a bit wild. So last year? Yeah, last year June I went Albania by myself.
What? You went Albania?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Yes, I went Albania but I went to the beach side. It was beautiful.
Okay.
It's known to be like the Europe version of the Maldives. It like
Yeah,
is
because it's
actually,
meant to be really
yeah,
beautiful, isn't it?
so beautiful. But anyway, so I went there by myself. Yeah, it was an adventure. Like because you have to, if you want to go there, the best way to get there is to fly to Corfu and then take
Yeah.
a ferry across to there. Anyway, so when I got there, yeah, because this is another thing. Like certain people will instill fear in you, and
Oh,
it will
yeah.
get into your head, right? So before going, a couple of people were like Albania, like same reaction, like Albania, what? Well, that's
Yeah,
where
but that's because of what we hear.
yeah, mafias. You know, that's like Albania's known for like human trafficking, things like that. And I was just like, immediately, I was like, don't tell me that. I don't want to know.
That happens
Right?
in the UK.
Yeah. Anyway, so then I went there, anyways. But the day I arrived, I always say this. I said, angel spirit guides, guide me, protect me. Okay. And
Yeah.
now let me tell you this. So I booked an Airbnb. Okay.
Yeah.
The Airbnb basically the is a family is owned by like this family, the husband, wife, and the son.
Okay.
They live at the bottom. They have a restaurant on the side, and then there's like three other floors. So each person have their own floor. So I lived on top floor.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
and then I met, and then the second day I then met the son, basically
Yeah.
the owner, Airbnb host, and he came up to me, introduced himself, blah blah. And I'm telling you, I truly believe universe sent him to be my protector. The
Oh
whole
my God, that's so beautiful.
because he nothing ever happened between us, nothing. But he just looked after me the whole trip. He looked after. I was there for 5 days. He looked after me. He took me out because he was working. But nighttime we would go out. Yeah, because where I was, it's like a small village, so everyone knows each other, blah things like that. And he basically grew up there, so everyone knew him.
Yeah.
And he like went to clubs, you know,
And
and
he had that respect as well. So if people saw you with him, they know not
oh
to,
my
you
goodness,
know.
Albanians are very territorial, by the way. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh my God, my friend just messaged me. He goes, Tom, where is he? Tom, he just messaged me about Dorian. Yes, Dorian. Um, anyway, so after he was a protector. But anyway, so like when certain guys would like come to approach me in a club, he would be there, like he would be like, tell him to fuck off, basically. Like
Like,
he's
no, yeah.
yes, and like that's what I mean. Like literally, no one was able to bother me.
Mm.
And what else? What else did we do? So my friend, before going, he was like to me, he goes to me, oh, you know, the one basically said, you know, Albania is known for human trafficking, and I was like, don't say that. And he goes, oh, but I know, and he goes, but I know, you know, you can handle yourself, you know what to do, blah blah. And he goes, oh, and he goes, just make sure you don't, you know, take drinks from people you don't know, or blah blah.
Yeah.
But guess what, sis? I did the totally opposite.
You were like this. Yeah.
I freaking, I was drunk every single night, and you know what? I'm not. Prior to that, I didn't drink for 6 months. I was going through a detox. Like,
Yeah.
I isolated for 6 months, no going out, no alcohol and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then, but so as soon as I got to Albania, that's like my first time getting drunk so much. Like, literally drunk every single day. Had raki, like the Albanian
Oh,
alcohol.
yeah,
Six shots,
Rocky. That's
had six of them in one night. It was mad, and like, but things. I'm the kind of person. I think I would say I can handle my drinks.
yeah.
Like, I don't never blacked out or like won't be able to walk. I had six raki, and I still was able to walk properly, talk properly.
See, that's what the universe is good, man. You was being
And
protected.
then,
Trust me, if that was me, yeah, my ass would have been trafficked long.
and then the Airbnb host, he was actually like I said, he's very respectful. Like any like a lot of people would say, oh, men would take advantage of you when when a woman is drunk, but he didn't. He actually was so respectful. He looked after me, like not that I didn't need to look after, because not that I was falling over, but he was very respectful.
Yeah,
He was
it
drunk
was
as well.
respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I did cause a fight one night.
No way.
Two men
Oh my Lord, God, Cilia.
causing trouble going to another country, but yeah. And actually, Dory, I said his name out loud, Tom.
Big outing of his government name on live, you know.
And then he actually was one of them involved in the fight.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I remember when that happened, I went to the toilet and I just burst out laughing because I was thinking, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what, Celia, you just cause a freaking, like, causing trouble out here. And like, I would just,
You're funny. I love it.
yeah, but that was an adventure in Albania. That's funny. But
So that's
there's
why
just those two.
when you look at that, it opens up so many different things. Like when you're able to, and so many different experiences as well that you thought that you would never be in, and you wouldn't have been in those experiences if you'd traveled, with friends or family or whatever. So yeah, man, I think it's very important. I want to go to Peru. I do
Oh,
by
dang.
myself,
I
and
want to go
so many
Saturday.
people. Yeah, I've done my research and everything and whatever, and I want to go and do ayahuasca and stuff. And
Same.
the things, the horror stories people are telling me and stuff, and I'm like, no, I'm going with my heart.
Have you done plant medicine before?
I have done plant medicine before, and do you know what?
Which
I
one
know
did
the
you pick?
first time I did it. So I've done DMT,
Mm-hmm.
and I've done mushrooms, and the first time I did mushrooms, yeah, and like I microdose now. I microdose and stuff, and it's great for me. But the first time I did it, I never forget. The guy said to me, he was like, "You've got such a strong personality." He said, like, you could go to quite a dark place, and you need to be really careful. And I was like, I knew what I was going into, and I was with somebody that I knew I was safe with them and stuff. And I did. It was so crazy because I felt like I went through each stage of my life. Like I remember looking in the mirror and just seeing myself from small right up. It was. I did go to a little bit of a dark place, but I was safe and I was fine, and I came out of it and I was fine. And then when I did DMT, I was like, I came face to face with myself.
Mm.
And it was so, I remember just crying for days afterwards because I was so overwhelmed, and it was such a beautiful experience. It was so beautiful. And this is why I definitely want to go and do ayahuasca.
Yeah.
I've found a retreat, and I've been in touch with the people for like 8 months, and we talk and stuff, and we do video calls and whatever. And I'm ready. Like 2025,
Love that.
I'm ready,
I've
man.
been
Yeah, I'm ready.
think I said it 2 years ago. Yeah, I want to do ayahuasca as well. But I did
Yeah,
peyote.
yeah,
Have you heard of peyote? Yeah, I
yeah.
did that last year, early last year, and yeah, it
How
was a
did you feel?
beautiful, it was a beautiful experience. It was blissful, you
Oh,
know. Like,
yeah,
I would so that when you do it, and they would tell you, the shaman will tell you, set an intention
yes,
before taking medicine, right? And
yeah,
my intention was, I said, I want to feel gratitude and
yeah,
abundance. I think I said something like that. I can't remember what the exact word I said, but it's basically gratitude and abundance were the theme.
yeah,
But anyway, so then at the time I didn't understand it, right? I didn't understand abundance word. I didn't see any abundance, like nothing came up for me. But
yeah.
gratitude, that was the first time I felt what it truly felt to be grateful.
Oh,
I can't explain it. Like, it's easy for you to say, "Oh, I'm grateful for you." Da, 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 da. But that moment when I took that medicine, it was just like the heart was just so full. It just felt like, for me, it was like everything,
I just feel like
nothing,
doing this.
nothing else mattered to me. But in that
Mm,
moment, I just cherished it so much. So it
mm,
was like, I don't care what happens after I leave this door. I can't explain it, but it was just so blissful. And also, I think because I went with the guy I was seeing at the time, and we
yes,
did it
yeah, and
together.
with love.
Yeah, and because so funny, the shaman was like, if you're together, try not to touch each other, blah blah blah, things like that.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
block the emotion. But
yeah.
my guy was like, he kept coming over and hugging me. But however, it was so beautiful because like he put his face next to mine. I felt more of the love. It felt so connected.
It's like you melt into each other, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like you're one
Mm,
when you be in touch. Yeah.
that one, I felt the oneness. So,
Oh,
like when you see people in the room that you don't know,
yeah,
naturally
yeah,
your mind would be like, oh, he's like this. Oh, I don't know, his hair's this. No, you start,
yeah. You start
so,
feeling people if you see
yeah, you
them.
start doing weird, like your ego starts to do this weird judgmental
Mm,
stuff. Anyway,
mm,
but when I think I took my third or fourth dose,
yeah.
I stopped all this stuff like about judging people. Like literally, I had a voice like, "Stop it, Celia. Stop judging."
Yeah,
And then,
because that's the higher
mm,
power.
and then that was down, and then saw a lot of other messages. It was just, yeah, beautiful. Now the abundance. Let me come back to the abundance.
Hmm.
Only recently I understood the abundance.
Okay. Yeah, because they say it can come
Yeah.
later on.
The abundance basically, no, it's basically the gratitude. When you feel at bliss with everything, that is abundant. You are abundant with
Oh, Celia, I love
yeah.
you.
And I didn't understand it at the time. I was like, where's that? So what happened to abundance? And so I've forgotten it, but only recently because I was like asking my higher self, or
Mm.
I was saying like, I want to be abundant. How does it feel? And then oh yes, this girl actually came to my podcast. She said to me, if you want to feel abundant, think of that time that made you feel so and so. So I
Oh.
went back to meditate on it. And I was like, oh, and that clicked. It was that time, that
But
feeling.
you
Abundant.
already felt it.
Yeah.
And it's not, we don't learn the lesson sometimes until later on down the line. And we think, oh, sometimes when we do certain things, we think, well, what did I actually get out of that? But you got loads out of it. It's just you're not going to learn until the more you
Mm.
elevate, it'll come to you like it just came to you. You thought, oh my God, I felt it all
Yeah.
along. The gratitude was the
And I
abundance.
think also like abundance, people always think of money.
Yeah, it's not that.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
be abundant in so
And it,
many ways that it generates money
mm,
because you're so abundant. Do you know what I'm saying? Money is not the source of abundance. Abundance is love. Abundance is peace. Abundance is energy. It's frequency. It's connections. It's so many different things. And then the financial part of it is just it's a bonus, really. Of
mm. And I believe that it will come.
course it
It
does.
just follows, it just flows to you. So if you are an abundant mindset,
Mhm.
know there's unlimited money.
Yeah.
You,
If you think broke, you're always going to be broke. See me, yeah. I was just like, because I used to be stuck out. Oh God, worry was my middle name. Like literally, I worry about everything. And it's like when your MOT time's coming up for your car, and you're just like, oh, I know it's gonna fucking fail, and I know it's gonna cost me loads, and I know this. And I was just like, I had my MOT the other day, and I was just like, you know what? It's gonna fail. I know it's gonna fail because I've never had a car. It don't matter how new or old the
yeah,
car is, yet it never
yeah,
passes because the MOT structure is just crazy now. And I said it's gonna fail, but it's gonna be something so small, and it's gonna be fine, and it's not gonna put a dent in my finances, and I'm gonna be fine.
mm,
And honestly, like I just went about my morning, went gym, did my thing, and then I just looked online. They never called me, but I looked online to check it and it said fail. And I was like, yeah, but I looked. It was for the most smallest thing, cost me 40 quid. Do you know what I'm saying?
mm,
So I think it's your mindset. If you think negative things will happen. And we actually manifest our own like demise sometimes. Because if you're thinking that way, oh, this is going to happen and that, it's going to happen. And then you've put yourself through it twice. Why would you do that? So I just give it to the universe. I just say, universe, take the wheel.
yeah.
Do your thing.
So the previous episode of my podcast,
Mm.
manifestation. So this girl came on. She's a manifestation coach,
I
and she
need
was
to
talking about
go and what I
yeah,
saw the clip. I need to go and watch
and
that
she was
episode.
talking about how our thoughts basically. I can't remember the exact word she used, but basically there's neuropeptides.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then they're everywhere. Basically, our
yeah,
thought affects our reality, right?
yeah,
And I've always said, yeah, like your cells hold messages. So whatever you think, right, then you have these messages they're in your cells.
yeah.
Anyway, I went on to speak about COVID,
Okay.
and, which is I know it's a sensitive topic, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. So
No, it's fine.
to speak about COVID, I said to her that because of this mindset, saying that whatever you think will manifest itself, right? I said
Yeah,
to people that I do not believe in COVID,
yeah.
and I will not participate in it.
No.
I use exactly the same word. I will not participate in it, yeah, because I
Mm.
see this as a whole control thing. Anyway,
Yeah,
so I gave a couple of examples because I did not believe in it. My energy was obviously I was in that frequency of I was in the same frequency as COVID, however you want to put it,
yeah,
right? Two examples. I was looking after my friend's son, who's 7 years
yeah,
at the time,
yeah,
when this is going to be coming back out, but still kind of sensitive time when you have to do a test every now and then or something like that. But anyway, so he was off
yeah.
school, she was at work, I was looking after him for the day. The next day, my best friend texts me, she goes, oh, he's got COVID, he got tested positive for
Oh,
COVID.
wow. Okay.
So she was like, babes, you should test yourself. And I said,
Mm.
I don't have it. Literally, that's what my first one
Yeah,
was like, I don't have it.
I don't
She was like,
have
and
it.
then she was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
just get yourself tested like that. And I was like, fine. But also because I worked at the gym at the time, the
Yeah,
manager knew I was with her son, so he was like, oh, just get yourself tested. I was like, okay, fine. So I tested it, showed it to him, it was negative, yeah?
didn't have it.
Yeah, and then 7 days later, they was like, oh, you have to do 7 days, another test after 7 days. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. Did it again, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, this is example one. Example number two, same friend. I went to see her. I was hugging her, like, leaning on her, whatever, chilling with her. And then she was on that day. She already told me that actually, oh, I feel funny.
Mm.
I got symptoms, blah blah. But she already got the COVID test done. But you know
Yeah,
the one that takes 72 hours to get result.
to come
Yeah,
back. Yeah,
yeah. So then 2 days later, then she told me, yeah, she was tested positive. And then she goes, she always said to me, oh, I knew I had it, yeah, and yeah, it's positive. And he goes, oh, babe, you need to get yourself tested. What was
yeah.
my response? I don't have it.
You don't have it.
Yeah, I don't have it. And she was like, oh, just get yourself tested. I was like, okay, test myself tested. Nothing.
Nothing. Oh my God, you powerful being. That's because you won't submit to it. When you submit to things, it's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's, yeah, the mind is powerful. So manifestation is really depending on your thought. But that being said, sometimes it is hard with certain things, obviously.
It's so, no, it's tough. Honestly, like, because you know when people say, oh yeah, but I'm imagining I've got £10,000 and da 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 da. I said it doesn't work like that because we're not. You have to be realistic. I'm not saying £10,000 is out of reach, but we have to be realistic about the manifestations. And we manifest on a daily, but we do it subconsciously. We don't even think that we're manifesting things, but we are. And this is where we have to tap into the mind, and we have to be able to, like when we manifest things, but we're not thinking about it. That's how we need to
Yeah.
think manifest. So it's like
Yeah.
it's a
I think
tough thing. It's a tough
like you
thing.
find out what's the magic code, sort of thing. Like, if you can find a formula, then you can do it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So sometimes, like you said, like, okay, how did I manage to do that? How
yeah.
did I manifest? And there are times
It,
like,
it, it does my head in. It actually does my head in. Do you know what? Like this one book I read is this book called E Squared.
mm,
It's by Pam something. I can't remember the name, but it's called E Squared. It's like literally E2.
mm,
And it's a little book of it gives you kind of ways of manifesting and stuff. And there is an exercise I did in there as just like a little experiment. So it's basically any like people have got everyone's got like multiple bank accounts in it. So it says like pick one of your bank accounts that you pay bills from or something or whatever, and spend all the money. Spend it all, yeah, and then just go about your business, carry on, whatever, whatever. So I did it. And I thought, okay, I've spent all the money in there, but what now? What happens now? And I'm thinking, do you know what? 3 days, my bills are coming out. Yeah. So do I transfer the money over or do I just, and I thought, no, let me just leave it. And then it was crazy because I couldn't go into work because the whole COVID thing was going on. I couldn't go into work. I worked in a nursery at the time, and I'd apparently been in contact with a child who might have had it, so I couldn't go in. And then, so I was just sat at home twiddling my thumbs. I'm thinking, okay, I'm here. I'm not making no money. They're not paying me. What's going on? And then I do hair as well and stuff. So then one of my clients, she rang me and she was like, are you free by any chance? I need to have my hair done. Can you do my hair tomorrow? And I was like, do you know what? I'm home. Yeah, I can do it. That's fine. Then the next thing I get a message from my bank saying money's been paid in. So I checked and it was a certain amount. It was from something that happened way back, but they refunded the money. And then then the next day came and I did the girl's hair and she was like, thank you so much. And she was like, I've transferred the money to you. But she said, let me give you some extra cash, yeah? Give it to your daughter or do whatever, just for getting me because I really needed my hair done. When she went, yeah, I added the money that was paid into my account and then the money that she paid me plus the money that she paid me. And I was like, yeah, but that's not the amount. And then there was the tip that she gave me. She gave me two £10 notes and like a load of change. And I swear to you on my life, to the penny, that was the money back. It
wow.
was the money back. It was crazy. You have to do like a meditation before it, and then you just have to let it go. You have to just leave it.
So,
And I did question it
yeah,
a little bit,
yeah.
but then I was like, no, 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 let me not question it. And I got it all back.
You say set it and forget it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally,
Mm,
literally,
yeah.
that's what it said, literally. And I was just like, that's when I knew, that's when I started really thinking, do you know what, manifestation is real. And everything that, if you lose something, if it comes back to you, it's
Mm,
supposed to. If it doesn't, you're not supposed to have it.
okay. Let me just give like another example. So also like I think manifestation is also really being in the energy of knowing it will happen,
Yeah,
right? Just, you have to
yeah,
you know it happens. It's not like you believe, but you know.
yeah.
It's different.
No.
So, let me give you an example. So, in my old job, when I used to be in events, I used
Okay.
to get to travel, and
Yeah.
obviously they would pay for your flights and your accommodation. And at the time, I was going to go do a business trip to India, and my boss, he stays in the Four Seasons Hotel all the time when he goes to
Okay.
India. And I thought, so I'm expecting I'm going to stay in the Four Seasons Hotel. If you're staying there, I'm going to stay there too. Who have been going, and apparently they didn't stay at the Four Seasons Hotel. And then one of my manager was like, yeah, because it's getting a bit expensive. So yeah, we stopped letting staff staying at the Four Seasons Hotel. But
Okay.
asked her to see what other hotels that they were staying at.
Mm.
My mind was like, I'm not accepting this. I'm
All
like,
right. Yeah.
that is not for me. I know for a fact I will be staying in the Four Seasons
Mm.
Hotel. And obviously I didn't,
Mhm.
but in my head I was thinking that. And so, but the boss who usually stays at Four Seasons Hotel, he was away from the office. So
Okay.
because I thought, okay, let me wait till he comes back and then I'll book it to see what he says.
Yeah.
Also, me and him have a really good relationship.
Okay.
Um, um, and then when he did come back, listen, we were just literally on a laptop working. I didn't even bring that topic up, nothing. He literally just went to me, oh, Celia, um, the Four Seasons Hotel right now is doing 50% a night. So
Ah,
I
ah,
can book you on. I was just like, do you know what I mean?
oh,
I was just like,
yeah.
yes, or that. And so thank goodness I didn't book because I knew I was going to be there. I didn't book. I was like, I'm not going to book another
No,
hotel.
because you knew you already saw yourself
Yeah,
there. You already knew
yeah,
you were going to be there, and you knew it was going to happen. And look at that, you didn't say a word, and it happened.
yeah. So
Oh,
that's why I said,
that's wicked.
knowing something's going to happen, the confidence. I think also that's one of the key.
Yeah, you have to be confident, and this is why I say to people, this is because I do life coaching and I do mindset, I do NLP. I'm an NLP coach,
Yeah.
and I just like, and I say to some of my clients, yeah. You know, if you can see it in your mind, you can literally hold it in your hand. The law of attraction states that, yeah. So if you envision yourself with nothing, you're going to have nothing.
Mm,
If you envision yourself with something that kind of looks like what you kind of want, you're still going to have nothing because it's not your vision. But if in your mind you say, instead of saying, I am, yeah, as the two most important words when you're manifesting, I am or I will or people will say, well, but I always say I have. You have to say that you've already had it.
mm,
You've already got it. It's just that your soul is catching up.
mm,
And that's all it is. Literally, you have to have that self-belief, and you have to believe in the universe also, that the universe will gift it to you. You have to believe that you're worthy of it, because
yeah.
a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to have this and I'm going to have that, but they don't really believe in their mind they're going to have shit.
But there's also,
You know what I'm saying?
you know what we said earlier, sit and forget it, right?
Mm,
But sometimes things happen when you when you're just about to give up. And another example.
yeah.
So I don't know how that works. I'll give you another example. So I used to dance, and I've been trying to pursue dance professionally,
Yeah.
right? But as like a part-time job. But
Okay.
it's really hard because I haven't been dancing all my life. Literally only just started like 5 years ago, and really wanted to see if I can, get into it. But anyway, so I've been trying, do all this intensive training and all of that, and eventually I gave up. I was like, you know what? I don't think it's for me because it's too hard, it's too competitive. Anyway,
Yeah.
so the minute I said I'm not, I'm no longer going to try pursue dance. I'm just going to dance for fun now. Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot to give you context. Prior to that, I actually wrote in my notebook, my journal, a list of things that I want.
Okay.
I actually put down, I want to have the opportunity to dance on stage for a celebrity. And
Oh.
I said I wanted to either be a festival or concert, not music video, festival or concert type of thing. Yeah,
Okay.
on stage live for a celebrity, not and I even put not just for a small celebrity. I want a celebrity that is known. Okay.
Okay.
So then, yeah. So after when I said I'm no longer going to pursue it, so about a month later, I went clubbing with my friend, and this party is something that I go all the time.
Yeah.
You're from South, you probably know about. This like reggaeton party was happening.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I go to the
Yeah.
lot, right? So this guy recognized me and he came up to me. He was like, "Oh, you and your friend are sick dancers. We need dancers right now on stage. Do you want to
Oh,
come on stage with
oh,
me?"
you so real.
So then I was like, okay, of course, because I love performing
Yeah.
anyway. So in the club
Yeah.
that night, went on stage. She brought me up on what's on stage. Blah blah. That's not it. That's not the part anyway. Then he comes to me, he goes, "Oh, I've actually got a concert coming up." So he's a promoter. He goes, "I actually got a concert coming up, and we're looking for dancers. Would you be interested?" At first I thought he was bluffing. I was like, okay, see, and he goes, "Yeah, just send me your rates." Right? Anyway,
Okay.
he said, "Send me your rates."
Why are you not playing?
Yeah. So the next day he actually messaged me, created a chat group with other girls involved, other dancers, and then we jumped on a Zoom call, blah blah, and he sent me the details of who this artist is. So if you don't listen to reggaeton, you won't know who he is, but he is known in the reggaeton world. And when I saw who it was, I was just like, my jaw just dropped. And the genre is not even reggaeton, it's dembow. I don't know, do you know what dembow is?
Yeah.
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 I love dembow. And when I saw that, I was just like, oh my God, am I really going to be dancing for Chimbala? Like,
That's
on stage? Anyway,
crazy.
it didn't sink in until when it actually happened the day of the concert. And I did. And so
You,
then,
you fully manifested that.
so do you remember that? So this is what I mean, like, how did that happen? Because I actually was going to give up on it. And
Yeah.
it happened.
Because the moment you go to give up, the
Yeah.
universe says, no, wait. I got something for you. Just wait, just hold on.
And then for me, I think also in my list was like, as long as I get one chance to be on stage, I'll be happy. I don't need, I can tick it off my list.
Yeah, you've done what you wanted to do. See that's where it's the beauty of it, and I love to hear things like this because like you get people and they're like, "Oh, it's not happening for me, and why is it not working, and why is it not?" And I'm like, stop questioning it, because when you're doing that, you're putting in fear and doubt, and fear and doubt kills manifestation.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that is magical. I love that.
Yeah. Oh my God, we've been talking for 2 hours. It's actually gone really
I
fast.
know. Oh shit. Do you know what? I could literally talk to you all night. It's crazy. I knew, but do you know what? I knew it was going to be like this. I knew it was going to be like it, and I thought, because as soon as I saw your page, I thought I need to do it. I need to do a live with this person. We're definitely going to have to link up and do a podcast in real life. I would definitely.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you come down London, you should come on
Yeah.
my podcast.
When I'm down, honestly, I'll book studio time and we'll just go in and we'll just pull one down, because these are the type of stuff, like I've been doing the podcasting thing since like 2020, and it's like the conversations that I was having, like I said last night on the live, it's just always like men versus women, and what gives you the ick and all and don't get me wrong, all that's fun and games. But I just wanted to talk about things with substance, real life stuff, I want to come from a spiritual place. I want to come from a healed, unhealed trauma, all those kind of things. I want to, Lion's main beat says, I see it as we are the universe self-manifested, and we are literally playing with our worlds. Oh my God, that's words. That is words. And it's a real thing. And we are. That's what we're doing. We're here. I believe that we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. Yeah. If we can, it's, we're born, we live, and then we die, but it's what we do in between. And, you just never know what can come of something. You never know.
Adding to what you just said, that we are living human experience, which is why it's another thing. What I do is, my message is, I want people to be free and have the courage to do what it is that they want to do. Because if you love yourself, you will give yourself a nice experience, right? And so life is so short that you just need to make the most of it. So that is basically go and do that stuff that you've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Or something that you've missed doing, whatever, because, and thing is, our ego wants us to be safe. Boring. Sorry. right?
our spirit, our soul wants to be free.
Yeah, wants to adventure, wants to experience. So, and the ego always want to protect you from, want to protect you. Which is why some of us are scared to take risk, which I get.
Yeah.
It can be scary. The unknown is scary, but
Yeah.
I'm too sure. Go like create this like amazing human experience, and you don't want to get to the age you be like, or your deathbed, be like, oh, I wish I did this. If you
Nah, you really
yeah,
don't want to do that.
want to know what ifs and things like that, and literally just go fucking do it. And don't get me wrong, I've taken some risk in life where I don't regret, but if I could do it differently, I would. Maybe just not do it that way. But you know what? I don't regret anything.
But when the way it was supposed to go and everything happens, listen, what is for you will never pass you by. And do you know what? I just think that we're all dealt certain cards, yeah? And there is nothing that we can do to change our whatever, our destiny, our fate, or whatever you want to call it. We can't change it. So you might as well just live. I know it's easier said than done, and people think, oh, but da, da, da. But I remember when my grandmother passed, just before she passed, she said to me, she goes, all that spiritual shit you believe in? And I was like, yeah. She was like, always keep believing in it, or always be yourself and be free with it. Because she said, I believed in it, but I suppressed it because I was told growing up that it was all, witchcraft and this, that, and the other and stuff. And I just, especially like coming from a Caribbean background, honestly, do you know what? I love my people, but we're so ignorant, yeah? Like, the way we think about things. And then when she said that to me, I could see the sadness in her eyes. And I just thought, I don't ever want that to be me. That's why I don't suppress myself, and I try and I live my truth and I speak my truth. Do you know what I'm saying? I love spending time with myself now. I always used to think that I had to be around other people and to be validated. And nah, man, I love my own company.
Yeah.
Lion's main beat says we're not as separated as it seems sometimes, and that's true. And big up Verbs as well. He said, great convo, ladies. Positive manifestation is always a good thing to inspire people with. And it's so true. It is so
I can't see
true.
these comments for some reason.
No, do you know what? Instagram is crazy. Instagram is an up, yeah. It will tell you like there's 2 people watching, but when I come off it, the amount of people that's been watching, and then it will show me some people's comments, and then some people. It's crazy. Gina Bailey says, "Oh my God, I was saying this to my girls last night. I love my own company and my space. It's so true. As you get older, I think a lot of people do that. I think a lot of people do.
I think also, to be honest, being able to be comfortable with your own company, like being comfortable with your own company, is part of self-love as well, actually.
Yeah.
Because you no longer, like you say, you don't need validation from people. So
I just don't need it.
Yeah, I used to be that girl when I was younger. I used to want to be a center of attention. I used to be extra loud because I needed attention. And thinking about, I'm freaking obnoxious, man. I was an obnoxious girl. I don't know what I was doing.
I don't believe you were.
Now, like, I'm a homebody. Not gonna lie, I'm actually a homebody.
Same.
I think ever since last year when I isolated myself for 6 months, I literally, when they say disappear for 6 months and then come back stronger, whatever, a new version of you. That's what I did. I literally disappeared for 6 months.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I stepped out of my house to go to work, but I actually did not go to see any friends.
Yeah.
For 6 months, not even going to the house to chill. I literally just at home. I didn't have sex for no sex for 40 days, no meat for 40 days. Oh yeah, I did the alkaline diet. Dr. said,
the alkaline diet, amazing.
40 days, no sex for 40 days, and also did the alkaline diet for 40 days. Me and my the guy that I was seeing at the time, we did it together.
And
then afterwards, I continued. Then no alcohol for 6 months. And then it actually also that 6 months also changed my frequency.
Yes.
Well, is that I noticed I basically distanced myself from certain people. I actually somehow opened up your eyes, and you're like,
because you need it. Yeah. And you think, fuck, I was around, like, no disrespect to some, but some people are low vibing motherfuckers. And you just think, when you come away from it, for me, it was the whole year where I was so ill and everything. Yeah. Oh my God. Do you know, now I feel so free. I have removed any parasites, any energy vampires, they're gone. Yeah. It feels great. I feel so good. Like even my brother said to me, he goes, you're in your villain era, innit? And I said, no, I'm just not standing for people's shit no more.
Yeah.
And I'm just and I know how to differentiate the difference between like bullshit energy and authentic energy now. And I'm like, no, I'm not standing for it.
Yeah.
It's okay to say no. No has been the word of the year. And I absolutely love what's Gina saying. Gina says, sitting on a single chair in my kitchen, eating pizza, bliss.
Love that. You know
I
what? That's
love
what
that. That sounds
yesterday.
great to
Yesterday when I
me.
was watching your live, I was
Yeah.
actually eating pizza as well.
No way. See it there? Sitting in the kitchen with a slice of pizza, just chilling. This is what I'm saying. It's like, and no one can fuck with you when you're, when you mind your own business. Literally, when you drink your water, you look after your body and you mind your own business. Nobody. I feel so. I was saying to my bestest friend in the world the other day. I was saying, I feel so powerful. I feel so, and for me, it's such an achievement because I went from being so weak, my health was so poor, everything was poor. I was in and out of hospital all the time. Life was shit. I literally did not leave my bedroom for so long, and now I feel powerful. I manifested all the things that I needed. I said I was going to work for myself, and this amazing opportunity came up, and I'm doing it, and I'm absolutely loving it, and everything. I'm in control for the first time, like in the longest time. I'm just in control of and everything's just calm.
Love that.
Really
To
lovely.
piggyback on what you just said earlier about no one can say shit to you,
Mm-hmm.
right? This is also another thing where I think I would say it's part of the healing and self-love journey is
Yes.
when you accept, when you remember I said in the beginning, you accept your self-love, and healing is basically accepting who you are. Once you've
Yeah.
accepted who you are, also as in like your flaws and your past and all of that, nobody
Yeah.
can hit you because you already accepted those so-called
I've
flaws and
already
mistakes.
done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, if you're not hiding them, people can't use it against you. So I always say to people, like, be your truth, authentic self. Speak your truth, and don't be hiding stuff because then people can always use it against you, and then you feel.
Yeah.
And also, when you do accept yourself, people can't say shit to you. People can say, for example, someone can say to you, I don't know, say something negative about you. It could be
Mm.
I don't know, maybe about your physical appearance or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then you could be like, okay, he's not going to face you, he's not going to trigger you because you already accepted. You just be like, okay, tell me something, no shit, like tell me something that I don't know about myself
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
So
Literally.
that's why self-love is so important, to work on yourself and accept yourself.
Yeah.
That's what makes you
It,
powerful.
it, no, it makes you very powerful. You know what? It's actually crazy you said that because like a few months back, yeah, when I literally hit rock bottom. Like I hit a brick wall. I was like, you know what? I'm so ill. Like I constantly having blood tests every week. Nothing was getting better. It was so up and down and so bad and everything. And I was like, I don't really put my I've mastered the art of kind of making people think online that they know me, but they don't really know me. But I did do a couple of videos like leading up, just talking about my journey a little bit and the things that I've been through and stuff. And then I had a troll, and then she did a madness. She did loads of things to me and stuff. But she messaged me one time, yeah, and she said to me, "Why do you think you keep getting ill? Why do you think you're sick? Why do you think you're this? Why do you think you're that?" And blah, blah. And I got really, really upset, yeah. Really, I got so upset. I remember I spoke to my mum about it, spoke to my best friend about it, and I was just like, do you know what? And it was in that moment that I was like, do you know what? I am sick. I am ill, and I'm not really doing everything that I can to make myself better. So, and it kind of gave me I did that work on that, and now I'm just like, so every now and again she'll pop up, she'll make another account and do a madness, yeah. But I'm just like, so do you know what I mean? Like what? And then it's like, oh, you sent me a message on TikTok the other day saying, oh, you think you're this and that because you're looking better and because you're looking well
Yeah.
and da 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 da. And I was just like, are you all right? Like you're just fueling me now. You literally feel big up, official genius man. Thank you for the live last night. It was so great. But yeah, no, honestly, it's true. She did do that to me, and every now and again she will pop up and stuff. And it's because and I know who she is. In the end, I don't do police and stuff like that, but I had to phone 101. But when I reported her, it stopped now because I reported it, and she's done it before to other people, and she's terrorized people, like literally terrorized people. And it's crazy because I hosted an event about a few months back, and it was crazy because she actually works there. Actually, she actually worked in the place I was going to host the event at, but she'd been sacked the week before for the same shit as well. Like, I think she's an unwell person. She's a little bit unhinged, but yeah, man. But I thank her because I'm like, do you know what? You highlighted something of me that I had to look in myself and actually say, well, yeah, I'm not looking after myself. I'm really not, and I have to take care of myself. So yeah, sometimes your triggers can be your it can fuel something. It can fuel the fire. Do you know what I mean? And then it can move on to greater things. Lion's main beat says, "Spot on, lazy's gotta go. Good night, good vibes. Take no bullshit. Let's go and let's concentrate on our true potential." And I couldn't agree more. Official Genius Man says, "Greetings, Celia. Greetings." But yeah, you know what? This I could literally, honestly, I could talk to you all evening. This has been so nice for me. When you connect with other beautiful divine feminines, such as yourself, yeah, and to have these types of real conversations, I think it's a good thing. Do you know what I mean? This is where and it's confirmation for me and clarity that I'm on that right path, and that there are, because I used to think I was a little bit weird, and I don't mind being weird and different and stuff. If the crowd's going left, I'll go right.
What makes you
I
unique, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I love that shit, man. I'm on it. But sometimes where you just think, you question yourself and you think, am I a bit nuts? And there are people out there who actually think about these things and speak about these things, but they really are. They really are. There's a massive, like, a community of people who think the way we think, and I think it's beautiful when we come together. Gina Bailey says, your triggers are your biggest lessons if you let them be. Yes. 100%, 100%. And yeah, man. But I think on that note, I think it's been great. Thank you so much, Celia, for joining me. I'm gonna I will upload this onto YouTube and stuff so we can watch it back. And yeah, man, I've learned a lot from you tonight. I really have.
Thanks, me too. It was a good
No,
conversation. Like, I like how our energy, like we feed off each other's energy, and it's like
yeah.
it was flowing. Because remember I said
What's your star sign?
Libra.
No way. See, right, I'm a Gemini, yeah, and Libras are my balance.
Because
Trust
and
me. Yeah.
I'm Gemini rising.
Oh, see, that's crazy. Do you know what? I was thinking you was a Gemini because of your personality and everything, and your ability to adapt as well. But yeah, but no, don't worry, Genius Man. It's going to be on YouTube. I will put it up. Don't you worry. It's going to be all good. But yeah, we'll definitely do a collaboration in the studio soon. That's going to be great. But I will put this out there. And Celia, Genius Man saying my mum's a Libra. Oh, the Lion's main beat is a Pisces. Okay, yeah, I've got Pisces rising.
Now.
I know everyone's on the star side. No, do you know what? I got a Pisces rising, and that's my emotional side, my passionate and emotional side, definitely.
I'm Gemini rising. I'm also in my Mars in Aries. So
Oh wow, you're powerful then.
So I'm quite fiery. That's like I have a fiery side as well. But at the same time, but now I've learned how to sort of keep it under control.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, like certain times that
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, sometimes you need it. Sometimes you'll be like, do you know what? I'm on the cusp, so I'm a bit Taurus, but I am, my heart's Gemini. Like, I'm a bit nuts sometimes, but in a good way. And it takes me. You just got to tip me over the edge, and I'll go far. I'll take it there. I don't care, but it takes a lot to get me there. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, we got a Leo. Oh, of course, there's definitely a Leo. We know a Leo when we see a Leo. I love my Leos. Leos are fun, man. Leos are fun. But yes, guys, it's been great. I've had a lovely conversation with you, Celia. I'll upload some clips and stuff. I will clip this down and upload some clips. But you dropped some gems tonight, and I just appreciate you and thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me. I feel honored to be here.
That's okay, my darling. You're my guest of honor. It's all good. But I will. I'll check in with you anyway. Because you go. So hang on, plug your Pilates thing. Actually, can you plug it and just tell people where to go and what to
Okay,
do?
I'll put in the comments as well.
Yeah. Try and plug it,
So
please.
you can also follow me on my personal page, which is this one now going live.
Yeah.
That's my personal one. I actually post about Pilates, about life, self-love, all of that, motivational stuff. So lifestyle stuff. But with Pilates, so I do teach online Pilates classes, like live Pilates classes.
Yeah.
But you can see stuff on my personal, but this is my page at mybody.uk.
Okay.
Teach online Pilates classes and lunchtime, morning, lunchtime, and evenings. You also get the replays when you do sign if you do sign up to what else? Yeah, also, if any of you are interested, it's basically November, because November is known to be the month of self-care, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Which and so I actually put together a self-care challenge where I literally put my heart into it. I've recorded videos and for like Pilates and all of that. So like each day you have different tasks to do something for yourself, because a lot of times I feel like we lose our identity. We forget who we are because
Yes.
life in, or maybe you be playing the role of a mother, father, or daughter, whatever. You just or work be taking over. You've forgotten to do something for yourself. Because answer this: when was the last time you done something for yourself? When was the last time you took time out to do something that you love? And so actually, so yeah, so month November, I'll give you the permission. You have to permission to do yourself first. So anyway, so this self-care challenge is 28-day self-care challenge, and yeah, if you're interested, go onto my page, click on the bios to sign up. And also, if you do complete the whole 28-day challenge, there will be a prize, tangible prize. Could be, I don't know, like products, to discount to certain services, products, all of that. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but all the details will be on the landing page. So yeah.
Oh, amazing, guys! Make sure you go and follow Cilia, and make sure we all support each other. That's what we do in this game. But guys, Gina's an Aquarius. I love Aquarians too, and my fellow air signs. My brother's an Aquarius. Crazy, crazy times. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining us this evening, and we will be back next week with another live for you. And I'll see you all soon. Take care. Keep going, pushing, and keep shining.
Thank
Take care, guys.